Today's prompt is women in their 30s are in the discount bin. Fefails in their 30s are in the discount bin. Now, I know a lot of fefails, that doesn't change. That does not change reality. That does not change fefails actually being in a discount bin. So, when you turn in your 30s, you are no longer in your prime years, you are no longer young, you are no longer at the optimal age to actually find someone, be with someone, and do the things you're supposed to do as a woman. That's why in your 30s, the dynamic of the dating pool will always change. What happens is men begin to really see how you failed. And this video is going to give us the perfect example of how a lot of these fefails fail and the reason why behind it. See, a lot of times when they turn 30, they think because they look good, finances on check, they got everything stable everywhere else except for their love life, it should mirror what they want. But that's not what happens. Welcome everyone on YouTube. That's not what happened. Just because you think you're successful, just because you think that you are now attractive or whatever attribution fefails think they have, that is not what the dating pool is going to mirror. You're going to get the complete opposite. Majority of the times, men are no longer interested in an auntie. It doesn't really matter about looks anymore. It's about who you are, what you've done in your prime years. And that's where a lot of these fefails don't seem to even want to acknowledge until they do hit 30 and realize now you have to acknowledge it because it's your reality. You can't get away from reality. You can't get away from the fact that you have hit 30 and the dating pool that was once easy for you is significantly harder. The men that you want don't actually want you. They may want you in bed, but they don't want you as a wife. You're no longer feminine. You're no longer pure. All the core values that made you an attractive woman slowly disappears. And this video is a great example of what that actually looks like. So I'm going to quickly play it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but just because men want you doesn't mean they want you. People think being single in your 30s when you're attractive is easy, but let me tell you how that is the biggest lie. Like, I'm not single because I can't get attention. I'm single because I can't find intention. Because here is the truth. Attention is not the same as love. Yes, men approach me. Yes, I get complimented. Yes, doors open. But here is the thing, right? A lot of those interactions are usually rooted in lust, ego, and access. They don't care. There's no safety and they have no depth. You know?
See, it's interesting how she begins with, it doesn't matter how attractive you look. See, a lot of these fefails, they actually believe that as long as you work on how you look, as long as you work on your hair, your makeup, it just shows you how much of a community box they actually are. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Billionaire. Thank you, Cool. It actually shows you their real mindset. And it's not surprising that a lot of these fefails, they actually end up in a discount bin at 30. It's not shocking when the only value that you seem to value is your appearance. The only value you seem to value is your coochie. It just shows you that mentally, they don't actually reach anywhere higher. And she's beginning to realize that, not even that about herself, but she's beginning to realize that at 30, men don't even want you for you anymore. It's a different ballgame. When you hit that 3-0, when you become an official auntie, you are no longer going to be seen as a wife. You are going to be seen as easy access. You are going to be seen as a good time, not for a long time. She's beginning to realize that no matter how much attention you get, majority of those men don't actually intentionally want you. See, rejection comes in many shape and form, and a lot of these 30-year-olds, they are in the rejectee club. You want to see what a rejected Fefail looks like? Take a look at them in their 30s. That's what a rejected Fefail looks like. Because they've been rejected throughout until they got 30.
Aquarius, I'm a lover girl. I want consistency. I want more than just someone to be intrigued by me on the surface, Get to know me a little bit on the inside. Being desired doesn't always mean being chosen correctly, and being wanted doesn't always mean you'll be respected. I don't know. I'll be 32 next month, and I just feel like I've always been an intentional dater, but I feel like now in my 30s, I'm also looking for alignment. That's really important. And once you do that, it narrows out the playing field like that. I don't know. I guess I'm just not willing to settle for surface level affection in a world that confuses chemistry.
Do you know what's interesting is a lot of Fefails in their 30s actually believe that they are the ones who are settling. How are you settling when you are the one whose eggs are declining? You are the one who's going to be harder, is going to get harder for you to get pregnant. You are the one who's aging out, not men. You are the one who's masculine. How is it that Fefails in their 30s actually believe they are the ones who have to settle, when in actuality, men are the ones who are going to have to settle for you? Because you ain't getting younger. You ain't getting more feminine. You're definitely far from pure, definitely far from innocent. So the reality is, when they say, I don't want to have to settle with my standards, it's not that. You can't even get your standard. And it's funny that Hot Mess will say, absolutely, you're gorgeous, as if looks mean anything. That's why they hit the discount bin. Your looks are just going to get you to failure. Your looks is just going to get you to getting your cheeks clapped. Looks is just going to make you another community box. I don't know if you've been listening, but she said you will be lusted. She's starting to realize all that weave, all that makeup never got her a ring.
With commitment. So as someone who spent all of her 20s in long-term relationships, I just don't think I'm willing to do that anymore, So yeah, it's selective, but it's also intentional. And you kind of have to be. You can't yeah, you guys get what I'm saying though. I would much rather be single and soft and enjoying my life to the best of my capabilities on my own account than partnered and shrinking and being unhappy. So if you're a lover girl like myself and you're in your 30s and this message reaches you, I just want you to know you are not behind. You are discerning, and attraction will open the door, but
Okay, that's a damn lie. Now, I want to address the lover girl. See, when Fefails say they're a lover girl, what it is they're just easy and been in the streets. Okay, no one is a lover girl. So when a Fefail says, I'm a lover girl, understand she's had many lovers. That's what it is. She's had many lovers. And she's good at loving men in bed. There's no such thing as a lover girl. It's either you are a wife, it's either you are traditional or not. There's no in between. And that's what a lot of these 30-year-olds like to do. They want to make it seem like there's this gray area, there's this in between. I'm not traditional, but I'm also this lovely, feminine wife. You ain't that. You don't act like that. That's why you're in your 30s unmarried. That's why you're in your 30s and you have a high body count. That's why you're in your 30s and you are masculine. There's no gray area. So when a female tells you that, hey, she is a lover girl, understand she has a list of lovers. She is an experienced lover. Yes, for a fact. Jupiter said, Remnant, you are masculine. So are these 30-year-olds. Now what? So are these 30-year-olds. That's why they're in the discount bin. Don't get upset with me because I'm telling you the truth. Don't get upset with me that they aren't getting married. I get it. I understand that a lot of these aunties, they want the ring. Aunties want the ring. Aunties want men attention. Aunties want to be seen. Aunties want to be taken care of. But what man wants to deal with an aggressive female? What man wants to deal with an aggressive 304? What man wants that? So I get it. Being in your 30s, see, a lot of these females have been lied to. They really thought that if you hit your 30s, you are at the top of your game. You're the top of the prime years. No, you're actually starting at the bottom now. It has nothing to do with the fact that there's no men out there. No, the men that are out there just don't want you. They don't want you. They don't want your dried up eggs. And they don't want your sexual past. Why is that so hard for females to just accept? You put yourself there. Don't get upset with anybody else for telling you that.
Tension keeps them open.
Just anyway, rewind that a little bit.
You are discerning and attraction will open the door, but...
And it's funny that a lot of these 30-year-olds think that they're discerning, they're leaving the door open. That's why you're in your 30s? So how was you actually, how is it that you were able to discern, but you haven't even gotten married? How is it that men are still lusting you? It just sounds like a big contradiction. What it really sounds like is you wasted your prime years because you didn't have discernment. And now you want to practice it. Now you actually want to have standards. I mean, a lot of these 30-year-olds, they're in denial just like she is. She's just a mirror for all the rest of these Fefails who are tired of being lusted over because every man they gave their nyash to didn't marry them. That's the truth. And they're upset. They don't like that. I mean, who would even want that reality? 30-year-olds only just realize it when they're in their 30s.
Intention keeps them open. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to my TED Talk. Gotta go. Bye.
So the reality is, women in their 30s are always going to be in a discount bin. This is where they chose to put themselves. It's not that there's not enough men out there. There are plenty of men. There are plenty of good men out there. Men that have good careers, men that are looking for wives, men that are willing to actually take care of you. But they don't want to take care of a 30-year-old that has absolute no feminine bone in her body. What a waste of time that would be for that man. There's nothing more settling than being with a 30-year-old. Any man that chooses to be with 30, understand he is settling. He is settling in the dating pool. Because reality is, a man in his 30s, a man in his 40s, really shouldn't be with 30-year-old. Because what happens when he wants a family? What happens when they actually want to do things together before they have children? What happens then? Not in their minds. Not sure what that means. And I understand a lot of these Fefails really do try the hardest to convince themselves and everybody else that you can have it all in your 30s. But if that was true, why are they freezing their eggs? If you could truly have it all, you wouldn't be freezing your eggs. If you could truly have it all, you wouldn't be still going to dating events, dating clubs. You wouldn't be complaining about the men that you want that don't want you. You wouldn't be complaining that older men want younger women. You wouldn't be shaming men for actually going for what they want because you would have what you want. It doesn't matter how many times Fefails, maybe, they can be independent now, be educated, get the careers, get the cars. But men are still human beings and they still have their standards. Maybe if Fefails actually lived up to their standards, maybe if they actually did what they could in their prime years. See, a lot of these Fefails in their 30s, what they wanted to do was be community boxes in their prime years. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be community boxes in their prime years. Why is it that Fefails in their 30s actually thought about marriage? What happened to that? Why is it in your best years you never thought about actually getting married? You never actually thought about being a wife? Because they were too busy going through a 3 or 4 phase. See, that's what happens. They don't tell you about these different phases they go through in their prime years. They don't tell you the different relationships that they failed in. No, Fefails ain't going to tell you that because they're in a discount bin. See, when you have these 30-year-olds in a discount bin, their number one ultimate goal and job is to convince everybody else they're still winning in life. Is to convince everybody else they're living their best life because they're still single. Men don't want to date losers, and that's what Fefails in their 30s are. They are actual losers. You're a loser because you know damn well you wasted your prime years. You know damn well you're no longer feminine, and you need to make yourself look better than you actually are to get the man that you want. But in your prime years, you would have never had to really do that. That's the difference. See, women in their prime years don't have to try that hard. Fefails in their 30s do have to try. They have to try. They do everything to make sure that they can be able to at least attract the man that they want. They need to at least get his attention from all the other 20-year-olds. And then you have to convince that man that you are still capable of being a wife when they deep down they know damn well you're not capable of being a wife. You're not capable of being a wife, or you would have never been in a discount bin. Wives are not in the discount bin. Wives are being wives. Wives have families. Wives are building. So how is it that they're in a discount bin if you're such a great wife and a feminine woman? Victoria, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Yeah, that's disrespectful, untrue, and obnoxious.
Okay. So you clearly disagree with the prompt. Why is that?
I just think that's a disgusting thing to say. Yeah.
Thank you, Sar Agavi. Welcome. Okay, why do you think is a disgusting thing to say?
I mean, like, let's look at like basic respect for one. Like, let's look at that. Basic respect for other humans.
Okay, I don't respect failures.
Oh,
I don't think anyone does.
I think like probably 100% of people on Earth have failed or made a mistake or something like that. Like, nobody's perfect.
Okay, then. So if that was, yes, people have failed, but the way Fefails have failed in their 30s is not the same way that wives have failed and traditional women have failed. 30-year-olds have failed to be feminine, failed to be wives,
I
failed
mean,
to uphold standards.
I feel okay. Like I hear you and I understand, but it's like I think it goes back down to the point of like what you think is a failure and what you think is like who you think deserves respect, because I'm not somebody that would ever actually say that about someone, like to say, yeah, you failed. Like, it's not any of my business who wants to get married, who doesn't want to get married. Like, some people might be widowed at 30, right? Like, and you're sitting here saying they're in the discount bin. Yeah, no, that's disgusting. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about widows. I'm talking about Fefails in their 30s who wasted their prime years and can't seem to comprehend why men that they want don't want them. And the
I'm
truth
sorry.
is they put it on the internet. So I'm just responding to what's happening on social media.
I just think, like, to go ahead and say that, like, what prime years are we talking? 20s to 30s?
Yes, that is a woman's optimal
Okay,
prime
honey.
years.
Okay,
It's from
sweetie.
18 to
Okay,
30.
I heard you. Please. Okay, sorry. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, so when I was 20 years old, I went to the psych ward. And I went to rehab. And I was dealing with a lot of addiction problems, abusive relationships. And for you to sit here and say 20s
Say
to
AB,
30s,
please. Say AB.
okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna respond to the dumbass comments, but yeah, I think for you to go and say that 20s to 30s is your prime as like a general thing to say about people is just, I mean, look at me, look at everybody who has had my experience. Is some people's 20s to 30s their primes? Yes. Is some people's 20s to 30s the actual worst times of their life? Yes.
It still doesn't change the fact that it's their prime. It still doesn't change the fact that between the ages of 18 and 30 is your prime. Now, what people do with their prime years really reveals who they are. So
I'm
if
sorry.
some people,
just
hold on, let me just land, please. So if some people chose to throw away their prime years for whatever reason, that's their fault. If some people chose to get hooked on things, that's their fault. The reality is whatever you choose to do in your prime years is just that, but it does not negate the fact that that is the prime years.
I just like 100% wholeheartedly disagree with that. I don't believe that 18 to 30, whatever, I don't believe that 18 to 30 is your prime. And then to go ahead and say like what you choose to do with that, like, there are people that like, there are people outside of America, and I don't know where you are, but if you're not in America, then this doesn't apply to you, but there are people outside of America with literally no families, no safety, no how, like literally nothing. And for you to sit there and say, well, that's what you decide to do. Like, that's just, I mean, tone
But
deaf.
that's the
It's very
truth, though.
tone deaf.
That's the
Anyways,
truth.
I'm still talking, so you can go ahead.
Oh, hold on.
No,
That's the
you just
truth, though.
blatantly interrupted me.
Yes, I interjected. I
Yeah,
understand.
so that's not my problem, right?
Okay. The reality is, whatever you have gone through in life, you are the ultimate one who makes choices. Okay. Everyone goes through things in life. I'm sure if everyone wanted to write a book about their life and every traumatic thing that happened to them, we would all have a story because everyone does. Now, what you do is always going to be down to you. Your prime years is tied to everything. It's tied to your body, it's tied to your biological clock, it's tied to the best time to have a family, the best times to find a husband, and what you do in those years. So, really, what it sounds like is you're in denial about it. I get it. It must hurt to a lot of Fefails out there who wasted their prime years.
I'm
See, the
sorry,
ones
and are
that
you
didn't,
30 and
hold
married?
on,
No,
hold
but
on,
you're
hold
trying
on.
to attack me like as if
I'm
I'm
not trying
30.
to attack you. I didn't attack you. I'm responding to what you're
Like, let's
saying.
not make this personal then, honey.
I'm not making it personal.
Then
You're the
don't
one
talk
that came
about
on my
me.
live. I'm not talking about you. Did I say it's about Victoria?
You literally
Or am I
said
responding to
you,
what you...
so I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
know
I see
what
why.
you're
I see why
on.
you're confused. When I say you, I'm talking about generally.
Okay, let's not do that then.
Yeah. So when I say you, it's general. So the reality is, whatever Fefails do, I'll make it clear. Whatever Fefails do in their prime years is down to them. And if they wasted it, they are the ones who are upset. There are women out there who didn't waste their prime years. They actually were able to uphold standards. So the only ones that are getting upset by this prompt are the ones who wasted their prime years.
Okay, anyways, I mean, I'm definitely not upset. I mean, no, sorry. I am very upset about this because it's disgusting. It's just, yeah. But I've literally did not waste any fucking time of my fucking prime years.
Hold
So,
on, no swearing. No swearing. It says TikTok friendly language for a reason.
oh, in
No
yellow at the
swearing.
bottom there, super tiny.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just like, to say that every single person that is upset about this has wasted their prime years, like, that's just not true.
So you don't agree that people can actually waste their time doing idiotic, irresponsible things or degenerate things? That doesn't exist?
So, I'm sorry, do I believe that
No, I said,
people...
do you disagree? Do you disagree that people waste their prime years either doing idiotic things, irresponsible things, or degenerate things? You don't think that's a real thing? Or you
First of all,
disagree with that?
I just don't think that prime is a thing. Yes, I think that people can make stupid decisions.
Okay, prime is a thing because if you're looking to find a husband and have children, in the optimal time is going to be in your prime years.
And I'm not looking to it's like I'm not looking for that.
I never said you was.
So then like it's not so then
So
like
I'm
why
not
do you
talking about
care?
you. The prompt is not about Victoria. I don't know why you keep bringing it back to you. The prompt says women in their 30s are in the discount bin. It doesn't say Victoria's in the discount bin. If you feel like it's attacking you, then that's your personal reason
Okay.
behind that. I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
what you've done with your nyash.
Oh.
So I don't know why you keep bringing yourself into the conversation because I'm not in Victoria's coochie.
Okay, whoa. That's very I don't
I just
know
have
if
to
you're
make
one
it
of
very
these women
clear.
in their 30s, but very childish language just to point that out.
Well, I have to make
No,
things
sorry,
clear
I'm
because
not done.
you
I'm
keep
not done
bringing it
talking,
back
babes.
to
I'm not done
you, and I
talking.
just don't understand why.
I'm just not done talking, babes. You can talk about my coochie in a minute.
You keep going back
But
to it. So
no, you literally
unless
just
you're
brought
in the
up my
discount bin,
vagina. Like that's disgusting.
Stop making it personal.
Okay, I'm just
Go
saying
ahead.
that like there are women out there who yeah, I guess I said I don't. But what I meant was like, like there are many women like me that don't want to have kids and they don't want to find a husband. So they're 18s to 30s. Like just because they didn't find a husband or have kids in that time, that's not wasting anything for them.
So if there are females out there who don't want to have children, who don't want to find a husband, then wouldn't then being in a discount bin be like a blessing in disguise because you don't want to get married and you don't want a husband? So being in a discount bin will actually fulfill what you want, which is none of the traditional things.
I definitely agree that a bunch of incels telling me or telling anyone on the internet that they're in the discount bin does not affect, like, I don't care about that. I don't think many people in my boat care about that. So yeah, no, 100%. But I disagree with it.
You can disagree with it, but if you take a look at the amount of females who are freezing their eggs just so they can be able to have children for their future husband that is not coming, really does actually prove to you that they're in a discount bin. Because if there wasn't, then they wouldn't be spending thousands of pounds to crack eggs that clearly are just getting older by the year.
I mean, if we're gonna get into that topic, I just don't really believe in that. So
What do you mean you don't believe in that?
I don't believe in that. Like, that's my personal opinion. I don't believe in like freezing your eggs and shit.
No swearing. But a lot of females in their 30s do because they know they're in a discount bin. They will freeze their eggs because they are trying to save the little prime years they have left to have a family and children. And that's why the discount bin exists, because if you wasn't, you wouldn't be doing that.
I mean, like, that's your opinion. I don't know every woman that's freezing their eggs in their 30s, so I don't have an opinion there. I don't agree or disagree. I'm not like looking to freeze my eggs. I'm not 30, so personally, I can't really comment on that.
The reason why I bring that up is to show you how the discount bin actually exists. Because if it didn't, then females wouldn't be doing everything they can to save their dried up eggs to still have children.
I mean,
that is literally a reflection of how a lot of these females are struggling because they're in a discount bin.
Yeah, I mean, you believe there's a discount bin. I don't. What does that really do if you believe that and I don't? Everyone can have their own opinion.
I mean, you don't have to believe it, but it's logic. So you can not believe in logic. You can maybe be angry with the truth, or maybe you can ignore the truth. But the truth is, you have a biological clock. Less eggs are going to be coming out every month. They're going to get older. That's just the truth. So there is a clock for every single woman on earth, and there's nothing any woman could do about it.
I mean, like I said, I don't agree with the discount bin. I don't know what you're not hearing.
Yeah, you don't agree, but I'm giving you actual facts. I'm giving you biological clock. I'm telling you they're freezing their eggs, and all you have to say is you just don't agree. It just sounds like you're being emotional about it. Like, oh, I just don't agree. That's it. Nothing else to it.
I mean, that's not really my emotions. That's my opinion. And I also don't owe you like explaining this. I don't.
What it is you can't prove me wrong. It's not that you owe me anything, it's that you just can't prove me wrong. You can't prove that females in their 30s are in the discount bin. And it's a hard prompt to prove.
I can, because like there's no like this doesn't exist. It's not like this. You're the like maybe there's like maybe 1,000 people that agree with this, but like you're the only person. Like y'all are the only people that agree with this. Like the majority of the world does not agree with you. So, like
no, yeah. majority of the world does agree with this logic. That's why in even third world and second world countries, they will even make it clear that when you reach a certain age, you're washed up.
I don't.
When you're
I've
in your
never
30s,
heard
you're
about
no
that in
longer
any country.
Yeah, in China, there's Shangyu.
Oh, that's very tragic.
Well, the reality, what's tragic is freezing your eggs. What's tragic is not being able to find a husband in your 30s because you've been ran through in your 20s. What's tragic is looking for them eggs to be cracked and no one to crack them. Yeah,
Okay, I
that's
mean,
tragic.
go off.
It's tragic to be desperate in your 30s. Now that's more tragic. I mean, imagine being in your 30s and still being desperate to find a husband.
I was never desperate, and I never will be.
I don't know why you
So, I
keep
don't.
telling me about your nyash, Victoria. I'm not
You're
talking about
telling me,
you.
imagine this. I'm telling you, I'm not imagining
Yes,
anything.
imagine Fefails, but that's what's happening now. You have a lot of Fefails in their 30s who are desperately looking for a husband, but they can't get any.
And where are they?
What do you mean, where are they? Where who? Where?
So where are all of these where are all of these women that are so desperate to look for a husband? Like, all I see is men running after women.
If you take a look at the stats, if you take a look at the stats, there's more actual women that are looking for relationships, not men. That's why and then if you take a look at women who are freezing their eggs, which shows you that they actually are still trying to hold on to their fertility to get pregnant.
Okay, so you're saying that women in their 30s want to get pregnant.
No, what I'm saying is females in their 30s want to get married, but they can't because they're in a discount bin. The men that they want don't want them. But let me just acknowledge a super...
What?
Let me just acknowledge a super chat real quick. Thank you, The Great, for the $1.99. Thanks for posting on YouTube. You're welcome. Thank you for the support. So yeah, what I'm saying is females in their 30s cannot be able to get the man that they're looking for. They are incapable of attracting the man that they want because they're in the discount bin. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like, that's just blatantly untrue. Like, you can't say that for every single woman on earth, that if they're in their 30s, there's a man that they want, they can't get them. Can you name an example?
I'm not saying that.
Can you name an example of one that's ever happened? Because I can name an example of where there was a woman in their 30s and she got the guy that she wanted. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there is a minority of females in their 30s that do find someone, but the majority, if you take a look at the marriage rates. The marriage rates are lower than they ever have been before. Look at women who are freezing their eggs. It's getting higher by the year. So
Okay.
females are not getting married. They're only getting older. And they're doing everything they can to save their fertility.
Some.
It's getting higher. So there's more females who hit 30 and freeze their eggs. And it's only getting higher by the year. It's not even like it's on a hold or it's stagnant. It's getting higher. So there's more females who are failing to get the man that they want than there isn't.
No, I understand that. Let's just acknowledge that it's not every single one. Because then I agree with you.
I think every woman that's not married, unless she's a widow or been AB'd, is definitely in the discount bin.
Ariana Grande?
Definitely in the discount bin. We
Bro,
have literally, she is a community box. She goes from one boyfriend to another. Why didn't any of those men marry her?
But like, why? But like, then why would any man choose Ariana Grande over you?
It's not about me.
Or like me, or like any average woman.
Okay, because Ariana Grande she's older. She has more of a history. Everything about her, you see, in your eyes, you think, wow, Ariana Grande, she's talented, she's beautiful. Why wouldn't a man want to marry her? Then why haven't they married her? Because the reality
was married.
Okay, then. And she's not.
Yeah, she's not anymore, but she was.
Okay, then. But she's not.
Okay.
She's still in the discount bin.
Okay. Well, then I bet then a lot of women are in the discount bin, because that is someone that would top a lot of other women for sure. Like, for sure.
Yes, of course, majority of Fefails are in a discount bin. They are.
I mean, okay,
Majority
yeah,
are
no,
no longer
like
feminine.
literally like majority.
Yes, majority. Yes, that's why the marriage rates have gone so low, because majority are in a discount bin.
Yeah, I mean, but then like what I just like, this is not an argument. Like, please don't try to like argue with me here. I'm just saying, like, you guys spent like this side of like, I don't know what to call y'all, but I'm just gonna call y'all like misogynists, if that's cool.
No one said they dislike women, so I don't know why you would even use that word.
So then, like, what do you want to be called?
Don't call me anything. Just remnant
Well, like
princess.
your community,
There's no community.
like
People
the
have
community of
their
people
own
that think
mindset.
this.
What, traditional?
Okay, no, because I would
Traditional
consider
people?
myself traditional, and I would just never speak about this way about people.
You're traditional, but you don't want to get married. Yeah, that sounds very traditional, right? You're traditional, but you
Actually,
don't want to find a
you don't
husband.
know me at all.
But you
I don't
literally
want to get
said
married.
that.
Please stop
But you
interrupting
said
me.
that.
I thought that you're Miss Debater here. Let's. I don't want to get married right now, but I do want to get
Okay,
married
there.
if it's right, not just get married because I'm 30 years old and like no, I'm 30 years old, I'm not married. I don't care. Like,
Then that's not a traditional woman. A traditional woman wouldn't wait until she's 30. The reality is, especially right now in this society, a traditional woman would have got snatched up by the man that she wants. Because there's not many today. There's not
okay,
many traditional women. So best believe if you was really traditional, a man would have saw you and snatched you up.
I mean,
The
I
only ones that
am
are single and in
traditional,
their
and I
30s,
can identify with whatever I want to, and like maybe I have a boyfriend. Like, we don't know that. Maybe I have been snatched up.
okay, I don't know that, but you said you made it clear you don't want to get married, and now you're retracting and saying you do want to get married. So I don't know which lie you're using or truth you're using, but the reality is a traditional woman does not wait until she's 30 to get married.
And I never said I was
That's
waiting
not
until I'm
even
30. I
logical.
said I want to get married, just not right now.
Okay, so my point goes again. A traditional woman does not wait until she's 30 to get married. That's
And
the
my point
that
goes
I'm
again,
making.
I'm literally never said I'm waiting until I'm 30.
I never said that. You said that.
Okay, so
I'm
then
just
let's, like,
saying
yeah.
a traditional woman gets married before she hits 30. It's just that simple.
Okay.
To me, you don't sound like a traditional woman. But
And
if
you
want
don't
to
know
claim
me,
that,
but if you want to
you
judge
can.
me off of
I
one
know.
day, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm going to do. So if you
Okay.
want to claim that you are
And
traditional,
I don't think
that's
you're
up to you. But
traditional.
okay, that's great. The reality is everything that you said and your mindset is far from traditional, because a traditional woman would understand what I'm saying. You, though, are struggling to
A
get there.
traditional
So I
woman would
don't even
sit
know.
here and call people failures?
Yes, that's what. Of
If I
course.
want to, yeah, you're laughing at your bro. I just made you
Of
laugh
course.
at yourself, bro.
You don't believe that traditional
Are you
women can
done? Like,
recognize
damn.
failure? Are you dumb? You're
Bro,
the
I
one that
think
was on
that's
Smugs.
disgusting to say that about
You
someone.
was dumb. You was dumb in your 20s to be taking Smugs. You're the dumb one.
I'm dumb in my 20s to be
Yes,
because
yes,
I've been
definitely
using?
you are. Definitely,
No,
yes.
it's really not.
The only dumb one here is you, because who wastes their 20s getting high off rocks? Dummy.
I've never
Who
done
the hell
rocks,
does
and
that?
I literally got.
Who the hell gets on smack in their 20s and then come tell me about it?
Got sober at 20.
You need to go seek a
Got sober at
therapist.
20.
Okay? Go seek a therapist for that smug addiction of yours. Please. Don't have time.
Hello.
Yes. Welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Women in the 30s are in the discount bin. I'd like to understand your argument a little bit more, but I think I don't know, using the term discount bin would say is a little inhumane.
Okay, I
I
will.
don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so I will elaborate after, but do you agree with the prompt just so we all know where you stand?
When you say discount bin, like, what do you mean exactly? I just want to answer the prompt correctly.
Oh, okay, so it means that they are no longer valuable in the dating market.
Okay, I'd have to disagree because there's nuance to it.
Okay, why?
I think that a woman's value isn't on, like, I'm assuming, did you pick 30 because of the childbearing?
That is one of the reasons, but not the only reason.
Okay, is that one of the main reasons, or is it like, because I initially thought that you're saying it because of
It
the,
is a
yeah.
huge factor, but there's other huge factors as well. So it is a big reason, but there's other big reasons too.
Okay, I'll just go based off of the childbearing, and then I'll hear your points about the other reasons too. But specifically for the childbearing, I know that I don't think that women's value is based off of whether they can have children or not in society, or
Okay,
what, or
I
how late.
mean,
Sorry.
yes, that to some extent I do agree. I don't think it's the only value women have. Although if you are seeking a husband and seeking to be a wife, then that is a huge contribution to have that. It is a big factor if you are looking for those things.
Okay. Do you think that marriages are mainly for childbearing, or do you think that a couple could get married but not want to have children? Just for example.
Yeah, no, I do believe that people can get married without having wanting children, but a lot of people who want children want to get married because you want to be able to raise healthy children, not degenerate ones. So marriage does play a huge part when it comes to having children.
Okay. And I agree with that aspect. Do you think, like, what other aspects specifically, apart from children, do you think that women would be classed in the discount bin at age 30?
A lot of Fefails' history, a lot of them have had multiple boyfriends, multiple situationships, multiple failed relationships, high body count over 5. When your body count is over 5, not only is that high, but the likelihood of you having a satisfying marriage completely decreases. And the higher it goes after 5, the lower the satisfaction from the marriage becomes. So now, not only that, but the likelihood of you having a healthy marriage decreases as well because of your history with multiple men.
Okay. Do you hold the same standard for, let's just say, because I know some religions, for example, wait, sorry, I didn't want to assume, are you religious at all, or?
No, I'm not religious,
Okay.
but I don't talk about religion here
Okay,
either.
yeah, that's fine. I'll just leave that out of there. For some people, for example, if they decide to not have multiple partners, they would want the same for their partner or vice versa. Do you think that it's the same for men as well, that they should have a lower body count as well, or do you think it's just for women?
This is I think a low body count for everyone is the best thing. Although for a lot of women and Fefails, they don't mind if a man has a high body count. So now you really have to look at what a lot of women's and Fefails standard is. The standard should be, everyone, shouldn't have a high body count. I agree with that. Although a lot of women actually, and a lot of Fefails like it when a man does have experience. So now really what you're looking at is what are a lot of women's and Fefails' expectation for men.
Okay. Okay, yeah, like your logic is consistent. I'm kind of this, like, I don't want to put my opinions, I guess, on other people, but for me personally, I agree with that. I think maybe less.
So what is
Go ahead,
that in the prompt makes you think, well, I just completely disagree with it? Because it seems like you agree with a lot of what I'm saying, but you disagree with the prompt.
Yeah, I definitely think it probably comes from a place of like words, trigger emotion or some kind of link there. And I'm not saying that like, I'm emotional with this topic. I'm like, but like, I think the term discount bin probably doesn't sound very nice. But I understand that it's a TikTok prompt. You need people to come up to discuss the topic, and you speaking to me right now, you seem very chill. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not nice, but that is the reality. When you do lose your value as a woman, you do. Really, it's what's happening in real life. I mean, for example, right? If you have been in the dating market for over a decade, are you really going to be the new collection, or are you going to be in the sales rack?
Okay, so you're comparing it to like a discount aisle or something like that.
Well, that is what happens to you, not you as a person, but generally that is what happens. If you have been dating and in the market for over a decade, then are you really the 25-year-old at her peak? Or
Yeah.
you've lost your value along the way?
Okay. I see where you're coming from. I still would probably disagree with the language. Maybe like saying that society sees you as like less value or something like that. But I understand the explanation behind the point. Do you think that a woman seeking education, like a further education, is beneficial for society, or do you think that it interferes with a woman's prospects of getting married or something like that? I don't know if I'm making sense. Sorry.
Okay, so I don't see anything wrong with a woman who wants to get education. I ultimately think who she becomes after that really reveals who she is. Because a lot of people find their husband when they go to university and they spend the rest of their lives together. So I don't see anything wrong with getting an education. Although afterwards, who do they become and what do they actually do? And that's where you really begin to see who she is. And a lot of these Fefails, when they get their degree and finish university, they actually become very masculine. They become very independent. And then they hit 30 and looking to be a wife to a masculine man.
Okay. So like the masculine traits, are you referring to like being ambitious, driven, like wanting to, climb the career ladder, quote unquote?
Yes, those are very masculine traits.
I think with like ambition and drive, when it's like if a woman's ambitious and has drive to have children, it's seen as feminine. Whereas if it's ambition and drive towards her career in like, I don't know, in law, it's seen as masculine. Are they not the same? Yeah, go on.
No, sorry, go on. I should let you finish. Go
No,
on.
yeah, I finished my point, yeah.
Yeah, the reason why it's seen as masculine, there was even a study that was done about women who are in high working fields and high working places. They actually naturally have more testosterone than your average woman. So the reality is a woman who is more career driven and is more willing to climb the financial ladder has to be masculine to endure that. It's a different type of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You work more, you stay, when you climb up the financial ladder, work demands more of you and you're doing it for money. That's no longer feminine. And the type of people that you're around, you're more likely going to be around men. That's no longer feminine. A wife doesn't endure that. She's not around multiple men. She's not working late hours to crunch numbers. She's breastfeeding late hours. That's the difference.
Okay. And do you think that all women should aspire to do this, or do you think that if a woman, for example, doesn't want that in their life or wants to find a different career path, like for example, some men would, like I've seen that they'd rather stay at home, be like stay-at-home dads, for example. Do you think that's okay for society, or do you think that people should stay in like the binaries of like this?
I believe that people should do whatever they want to do. If for it to be good for society, I think that's a whole entire different thing in itself. Is it good for society? No, because take a look at society today. Take a look at the state of Fefails. They are more depressed. The unaliving rate is getting higher. They're more likely to be on antidepressants. They're losing jobs. They're becoming single moms. They go through a 3 or 4 phase and actually become more depressed and regret it more. So I wouldn't say it's good for society, but I wouldn't tell anyone to do anything. Do whatever you want to do, but understand you are going to have to deal with the consequences afterwards. And this is where a lot of females don't want to actually live in that reality. You made these choices. Now you're going to have to live with that.
Okay, sorry, you used the term Fefails. Is that like a spin on so I don't know,
It
like
means failed female.
okay. Okay, that's a new word that I learned today. Yeah,
Yep.
and another thing, like what's it called? I literally forgot what I was about to say. 1 second. Do you think that, so apart from like them being more masculine and kind of having like a 3 or 4 phase, do you think that there are reasons, other reasons than that why they wouldn't be finding? Because I think earlier you said that women did want to be married to men. Do you think there are other reasons in society as to why they wouldn't want that, whether that be on the other gender or government or something like that?
Are you asking me what are the reasons why women wouldn't want to get married?
Yeah.
I think there's a small portion of females who generally don't want to get married, but the majority do want to get married. They just can't get the man that they want. And they don't want to be seen as losers. They don't want to be seen as rejected. So they kind of come to this conclusion. It's like makeup to really cover up what's really behind, is the fact that you failed to get the man that you wanted, but you are going to cover it up with a lie and say, I couldn't find a man. I don't want to settle. My standards are too high. When really it has nothing to do with that. The men that you wanted didn't want you.
Okay. Do you think that there are a subset of women who are looking for men and are on these dating sites and are trying to meet men, but for whatever reasons, like you said, either not matching their standards or let's say the conversations are just not, like they don't align on certain things as to why they wouldn't want to, but if they had found that, then they would.
Are you saying online, as in online dating?
Online dating or like in-person dates and stuff like that.
The reality, well, what's happening is they say it's the 80-20 rule. Majority of females are interested in 20% of men and ignore the complete, they ignore the rest of the 80%. So even if you take a look at dating apps, the stats say that majority of females, they swipe, I think it's left. So they say no to 80% and they swipe right to 20%. And they are doing that even outside of the apps. So really what you have is the men that they want have unlimited options, whilst females are all competing for a certain type of guy. And it doesn't just have to be about money. It could be about looks, could be about height. Anything that is most desired, they're all looking for.
Okay, so you said this is also in society too, not just on dating apps.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's kind of maybe biological in terms of a woman's nature where she has to just select one partner? So she has to be hyper selective in the person that she like chooses to marry, which is possibly why the statistics are like that.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say it's within her nature. No, I wouldn't say it's within her nature. I think a lot of females, they are very egotistical. So they like the idea of getting a man that everybody wants, to show that they are that girl, they are the it girl. A lot of times I think it's to help their low self-esteem more than it is to actually want that man. And those men know that, which is why they don't go for them. They just sleep with them, clap their cheeks and move on. Because a lot of times these fefails only like the 20% of men because they have low self-esteem, low confidence, and they're desperate to not be seen as failures.
Okay. Yeah, I think you've answered all my questions. Like, we have things that we like probably disagree on and agree with, but it's been respectful. So, yeah, thank you for having me up.
Okay, well, thank you for coming up.
Take care.
That's really what you get with a lot of fefails in their 30s who look for a certain type of guy. See, a lot of fefails in their 30s think men are dumb. That's what they think. You know, they think men are dumb, docile, stupid, incel, whatever it is that they think. But a lot of these men know that you actually don't want who he is. The 20%, by the way, I'm talking about the 20%. The 20%, they already know that you only want him for what he has. So he's going to get what he wants as well, which is going to be clapping your cheeks, which is going to run them streets, but never marry you. You got a bit of a pickup for your low self-esteem issues. A lot of these 30-year-olds, they have low self-esteem issues. Take a look at their dating history. It should tell you what's up. If you take a look at fefails' dating past, dating history, it will tell you everything you need to know about them. It will tell you everything you know about her mentality. See, when they reach 30, now they're looking for a man to really fix everything that she believed in herself, everything that she believed in her mentality, how she feels, how she looks. A lot of times, the men that they're going for in their 30s is just because they don't want to fail. They already failed, but they don't want to fail. They don't want to be seen as rejected. But how I see it is once you're in your 30s, you are the rejectee. Because all those relationships, all those men that you slept with didn't want you. See, what a lot of fefails seem to not understand is how men reject you is always going to be different. A man that claps your cheeks and leaves you in the street rejected you. If that man laid down with you and never married you, never honored you as a woman after, he rejected you. He never saw you as a wife. You was never going to be a wife. You was always going to be for the streets. And that's what a lot of these 30-year-olds are. That's a lot of their experiences. They've been rejected by multiple men in their prime years. Even failed relationships is rejection. A lot of times they break up with these men because those men don't marry them. Fefails will break up with these men, because they don't marry them. They be in relationships for 2-3 years and then realize, where's my ring? So I'm going to break up with you to find another man who wants me. They get into another relationship. Same thing happens. Then maybe they get into a situationship. Same thing happens. So what that really is she's being rejected over and over and over again. She's not actually getting the man that she wants. No man wants to take her serious. So she ends up in the discount bin because you have lived long enough to let everybody know that you actually have no value to be a wife anymore. That's really what the discount bin is. The value of you being a wife doesn't exist anymore. So a lot of times men have to now sacrifice their traditional values just to be with you. That's what's really going on. And that's why a lot of men don't want to be with these 30-year-olds. Because now they have to sacrifice. Now they have to take away some traditional values just to appease you because you failed. Nobody wants that. Men don't want that. People don't want to have to sacrifice their traditional values. You actually want to uphold it. But these 30-year-olds, these Fefails didn't do that in their prime years. And the independent ones that career-driven, want to climb the career ladder, are way too masculine to even be wives. Fefails in their 30s don't even know how to be feminine anymore. They've been independent for over a decade. You're really marrying a man. You really are marrying a man. You're going to marry someone that's combative, aggressive, unsubmissive. You're going to marry someone that's practically going to give you headache. That's what you really get with these Fefails in their 30s. You're not going to get a submissive wife. You are not even going to, don't even ask for that. Don't even think about it. If she's in her 30s, forget the word submissive. Forget about it. That shouldn't even be, that's not even in her vocabulary anymore. And a lot of times men know this. They know she's not submissive. They know she's going to combat you. They know she's going to compete with you. She's going to compete with you. Pink Cloud said, it's okay, sis. More men for you. Congrats. I understand, Pink. The truth triggers you. It triggers you. These 30-year-olds are not going to be more feminine. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter how much you feel hurt. Doesn't matter how many insults you say. It's not going to change nothing. What you say ain't going to change the fact that they are in the discount bin. It doesn't change the fact that their prime years has run its course. It doesn't change the fact that all those same men have ran through them. Can you imagine? Your whole auntie now, and you have a collection of men who clapped them cheeks. Because that's what you really have with these aunties. Aunties have a collection of men who clapped their cheeks. And you can tell by a mile. You can tell she's ran through. You can tell she's a 304. You can tell she's a community box. Doesn't matter it doesn't matter where you are at in the career ladder. Doesn't matter how many degrees you have. That's never going to change your history. It's never going to change who you are. And it's never going to change the fact that they are in the discount bin. So I get it. Fefails like Pink are triggered by the truth. They don't like the fact that women have a biological clock. Women actually have a very small space of time to get the man that they want and the family that they want compared to men. Oh yeah, a lot of Fefails despise that reality. Fefails will do anything to fight that reality. The truth is, if they could swap places with men, they would. They're actually competing with men. They're trying to be like the man that they want. They want to have longer prime years. They want to be able to have children in their 40s and 50s like men do and never have to worry about their biological clock. They want to be men today. A lot of these Fefails in their 30s who are in a discount bin don't even like being a woman. They spent their prime years acting like men, acting like the man that they want. What that sounds like to me is desperation at its finest. That's why they are freezing their eggs like there's no tomorrow. But you can't save those eggs. You can't save the eggs that clearly don't want to be there anymore. You can't save eggs that don't want to be there. But this is it. A lot of Fefails, they want to fight. They want to fight nature. Because this is what feminism has done. Feminism has lied to a lot of Fefails that you can be able to be whoever you want to be, do whatever you want to do, and get whatever you want. And that's where you get contraception. That's where you get freezing your eggs. Contraception gives you this idea that you can avoid pregnancy. And then you see the single mom rates be so high. Contraception gives you this idea that you will never get pregnant. And then you see the AB rates get high. Freezing your eggs gives a lot of these Fefails an idea that they can be able to save their eggs in case a man wants them. But that never happens. The eggs never last, and the man never comes. Pause. The man never arrives. The man never wants you. But the man does clap your cheeks. Dare I say, these Fefails in their 30s are only good for two things: being placeholders and side chicks. Unless they settle. Unless Fefails are willing to settle for a man that they don't want, you're just going to be a placeholder. And you are just going to be a side chick. That's really what's happening. Because if you really think these Fefails in their 30s are not getting their cheeks clapped, then you're delusional. If you really think that these aunties are being celibate, abstinent for real, I don't believe them. I never believe anything a Fefail says, especially when it comes to keeping her legs. She spent a whole decade in the streets. It's going to take a couple of years for her to learn how to actually have some type of standard. 10 years being in the streets, what you think in her 30s, she's just going to switch it off? There's a saying, you can't teach your old dog new tricks. You can't teach a Fefail in her 30s how to not be a community box. You can't teach a Fefail in her 30s how to be feminine. They're doing my celibacy journey. They want men to think that they're pure again. They're trying to relive the time that they was pure, but you ain't getting that back. That's never happening. When you was in your prime years, before you was in the streets, you chose to throw that away. Now you want to practice that again in your 30s? That's why I say they must think men are stupid. Because somehow they really believe celibacy journey, being abstinent, is going to change that. No, that's not going to change that. They're still going to just want to clap your cheeks. They're still going to only want to clap your cheeks and leave you in the streets. That's not going to change. That's why a lot of these Fefails, they're angry. They are so angry that men don't want them. They really thought that men will still be desperate enough to want a bunch of aunties, a bunch of Fefails in their 30s. Did they really forget that the older men get, they have more options than you do, the older you get? Did they forget that you actually become less attractive the older you get? And I'm not just talking about physically appearance. Everything about you in your 30s is less attractive. Because a lot of these females in their 30s understand when they are dating and interacting with men, they're looking to get married quick. They're looking to get married, looking to have babies as quick as possible. They're not even trying to get to know you anymore. They just want to be a wife and have a child because they know their biological clock is ticking. So what you really have is a female who is rushing to get married. And men sense that. Men can smell the desperation. Auntie Pick Me said you will be there in a few years. So then you agree with the prompt. So you must agree with the prompt. If you're saying I'm going to be there, then you agree that females in their 30s are in the discount bin. So you still haven't proved me wrong. You actually agreed with me. The discount bin exists. There's nothing you can do about that. Your biological clock exists. There's nothing you can do about that. You can fight it. You can argue. You can insult. That clock is ticking. Oh, please. That clock is ticking. And those eggs are drying up. And I know a lot of females are angry about that reality. They're angry about that reality because they ain't got no ring on their finger. You ain't got no husband and you're still working. And that's another thing in itself. Is that now they're in their 30s, they're getting older, they feel it in their body. They're just looking for a man to take the load off. That's what a lot of these females are looking for. Thank you, Long Life. They're looking for a man to take the load off. No man wants to do that. Why should a man want to clean up your mess? For what? Why should a man want to do that? Why? And it's interesting that they wait until their 30s to get married. They wait until their 30s to now find a husband. They wait until their 30s to practice some type of standard. Are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed that you're this old, this desperate? See, I could respect it a little bit if you're just honest about the choices that they made, but they're not going to do that. Because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be a 30-year-old female and not one man that clapped your cheeks in them 10 years wanted you. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you got these 30-year-old females who've been in them streets and not one man wanted you. They've been giving up their body. And not one wanted to marry them. It hurts as a woman. Don't think they're not hurt. Don't let them trick you into thinking they're living their best life. That's exhausting. To give your body to different men and not one of them wanted to honor you. That's exhausting. How about be single forever? Will that be better? Well, they are going to be single forever. That's the point. It's not that, is that better? They are going to be single forever. Majority of females are not going to find a husband when they reach 30. If you think they're magically going to get the man that they want, then you live in another world. That's why by 2030, majority of them are not going to get the man that they want. They're not going to find a husband that they want.
Hello?
Yes, Victoria.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay. What do you have to say?
I definitely don't agree with the prompt. You know that.
Yes, I know that. I know
I
that
just
you definitely disagree with the prompt.
I just think that like the personal stuff should not even be a thing at this point though. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't. Oh, what do you mean by that?
The things you said about me, I just think it was really uncalled for since this isn't like a personal debate.
Well,
Like
there's a
I don't care,
saying:
but
if you can't take it, then don't dish it.
okay, but I never
It's just
said
that
those
simple.
things about you, right?
No, you called me dumb, so I'm telling you why I see you to be dumb. Don't dish
Oh.
it if you can't take it.
I definitely don't remember calling you dumb, but okay.
I remember you calling me dumb, so I called you dumb right back.
Okay, honey.
But is there anything else you would like to say?
No, I'm just still here to debate.
Okay, then. So, from what I've said, what do you disagree about? Because I still 110% believe that females in their 30s are in the discount bin. And they are no longer capable of being feminine.
Don't you believe that all beings are feminine though? Like that's just real.
Yes, I understand that, although gender roles is a real thing and men are more naturally masculine, women are naturally feminine.
I understand that, but I definitely don't believe in gender roles for sure, but
Okay. You don't believe in gender roles, right?
no.
Are you 110% sure you do not believe in gender roles?
I said what I said.
Okay. So then you're not traditional.
I think you and I just disagree on that. I think I am someone that wants to be traditional, even though maybe in my past there have been maybe some bumps, but
Yeah, forget about the past. Don't worry about the
it's so
past. Forget
sorry.
about
Go.
that.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay?
Sorry. Sorry. I wasn't, dude. I wasn't done. But
No,
yeah,
I'm just
I
telling you to
definitely
don't
see.
worry
Like,
about
you
the
definitely
past.
don't think I'm traditional, which is you're entitled to your own opinion. But as I am to mine.
Okay, but how could you be traditional and be against traditional gender roles? Or no, if you say traditional, how could you be traditional and not agree with gender roles?
Like, I'm a feminist. I'm traditional. I'm a feminist.
Do you know that gender roles are traditional values?
Okay. Well, I don't believe in those values, but I do believe I am traditional in my own way.
So then you're not traditional at all then. You can't be traditional your own. That goes against the word traditional. Traditional are values that have been here for years. Your own way, well, you haven't been here for 100 years, 200 years, so there's nothing traditional about you.
I
So what do
also
you
think
mean in
that
your
like
own way?
gender role. Are you done? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I definitely believe that like take on whichever gender roles you want to take on. If you don't want to take on any gender roles, that's fine. If you want to take on all of them, that's fine. I think I probably will take on some of them in my marriage, as will my husband. But yeah, I'm not here to like be completely traditional and take on all the values.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand, how could you be traditional but be against gender roles?
I'm because like I don't believe in putting people in boxes.
Okay then, but that's what traditional value and that's what being traditional is though. It's understanding your role. It's understanding your duty as a man or a woman. That's the whole point of traditional.
I mean, okay, I definitely agree with understanding it, but I don't think that that has to rule your life.
But it does, in a sense where you understand this is what you are going to do. Traditional is existing in or part of a tradition. So for you to be a traditional woman, you need to understand the establishment that has been here before you, which is gender roles.
So I actually look into like so I look into ancient ancient history, and
Mm-hmm.
I like to look back to when like women like kind of like when they did all the rituals and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I believe in. I don't really believe in the whole like women or this and yeah.
Okay, then. So you're just not. So then you're not tradition. You're not a traditional woman. Then you just believe in completely something else.
I mean, I like in my opinion I am traditional, but probably just not to you.
Do you believe in traditional values?
I don't believe in gender roles, but I do agree with some traditional values.
Okay, then. So yeah, everything that you're saying is just it's counterproductive because you call yourself traditional, but you don't believe in gender roles. Which being
No.
traditional is all about. It's all about gender roles.
Okay, I mean, for the sake of this, we can say I'm not traditional. Like, I definitely think I am traditional. Just last time, like, just because like the definition isn't about like gender roles. It's about like belonging to a tradition, and with my culture and my family, like we have lots of that going on. But let's just kind of feel like we've been here for a while, so like, yeah, let's just say I'm not traditional, and just head it up, right?
Okay, that's fine. So, as I was saying, females in their 30s are incapable of being traditional. So when I say traditional, they're incapable of being feminine. They're incapable of being submissive. Those qualities doesn't exist in a female who's in her 30s.
Okay, let's go to your second point there about the not being feminine.
Yep.
Um, well, I mean, let me like think of an example. Okay, perfect. Ariana Grande. Remember?
Okay, what about Ariana Grande?
Um,
Sounds like you're a fan.
okay, even if I am a fan, or it doesn't matter. Um, but I'm just saying, like, that is an embodiment of femininity right there.
No, there's nothing feminine about her.
Okay, wow. Okay, two completely different sides of the coin.
Yeah, no, there's nothing feminine about her. I don't know how you see her to be feminine.
I mean, first of all, in the way that she presents herself.
Yeah, she presents herself like a community box.
Oh, so now that's just rude.
It's not rude, I'm just being honest.
I definitely don't think that's how she promotes herself, but
She definitely does.
you think her in
She
the
even talks,
Wicked.
she talks, she dresses like one, she sings like one. Her lyrics is all about being a community box, taking people's men. She's known to take people's husbands. There's nothing traditional about her. She is a typical 304.
Okay. I mean, let's look at somebody else.
I mean, it's interesting that Honestly, majority of people in the industry are community boxes, are 304s. If majority of average women are, then it shouldn't be shocking that majority of people in the industry are.
So Audrey Hepburn is a bop.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh.
So
Okay, you're over
why
18 though, right?
why of course you wouldn't even be on this app if you wasn't. So why wouldn't you
Dude, you can
why
get on
do you
TikTok if you're a
disagree?
minor.
Yeah, but not on this live.
Okay.
So why do you think that females in their 30s are capable of being feminine?
Because I mean, for one, we're all women. We're all feminine. I don't know how to disagree with this, right? Like women, I mean, men, they're masculine. Women, they're feminine.
Okay, then. So you don't agree that women can be more feminine than men?
Yes, I do. Sorry.
Okay, then. So you agree that women are more feminine than men?
Mostly.
Mostly. Okay, then. So if they are naturally more feminine than men, then they could also lose that value as well and become more masculine.
Okay.
And that's exactly what happens to females in their 30s.
So they
They are
just lose.
naturally born. They are naturally born feminine, but the longer they're in the streets, they become masculine.
Okay, so you think overall women in their 30s that are single are more masculine overall than feminine?
Yes, by far.
Okay, I mean, I definitely don't think that applies to all women. I think like you can embody femininity regardless of your status. I mean, I think maybe like if we're looking at traditional like femininity, like okay, you're right, but I think if we're just looking at normal, like what I think, then yeah.
A female in her 30s who is unmarried is independent. Being independent for that long, you are no longer going to be feminine or submissive. So the qualities that will help you be a wife no longer exist in a female in her 30s.
I mean, there's always like submitting to God, right? There's always like other types of ways to be feminine even without a relationship.
Okay, then, yeah, it's one thing to submit to God, but it's another thing if you are actively looking for a husband and you are no longer feminine and you don't know how to submit to a man.
So submitting to God and submitting to your husband should be different.
I'm not saying it should be different. What I am saying is it is different. It's different. Submitting to God and submitting to a man is very different.
No, that was my question. I didn't say should.
Yeah, it's very different.
Okay. I mean, I definitely just think that independence is not the same as masculinity, and femininity is not about, you know, being dependent on somebody.
Femininity is definitely being submissive. It is. Femininity is definitely being submissive. It's definitely being nurturing. It's definitely being more gentle. It's everything that makes a woman more attractive.
And would you consider
when
yourself feminine?
I'm not talking about myself.
Okay. I mean,
I'm
I
talking about
think
Fefails in their 30s who are in a discount bin.
okay. Well, I think that like so are you saying that submission and nurturing is the same thing?
Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to acknowledge a super chat. Travis Golston sent $2. Boss babe should be avoided at all costs. I agree with that.
Wait,
Do
what did
you?
he say?
Boss babes should be avoided at all costs.
Oh, I don't really understand. I think boss babes is like a pop culture term, so I think that's kind of hard to know. Like, I don't think that's very descriptive.
Okay, just means independent. Independent Fefails.
No, I don't think. No, I don't agree with that though. I think boss babe is a pop culture term. I think independent is something different than that.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
independent Fefails. I understand what you're saying. It's a pop term, but it's just another term for independent women.
I mean, I think that could go for business owners.
Yeah, but boss babes more so refers to women being business owners.
I understand that. I'm talking about female business owners.
Okay, I feel like you're saying the same thing that I'm saying, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. Either way, boss babes, independent Fefails, they are masculine and not feminine. And the one cool thing that really does take them out their femininity is that they are not submissive and are incapable of being submissives. Thank you for the gifts, guys.
Okay.
So, for example, if we take a look at the actual word independent, independent means free from outside control and not subject to another authority. Do you think that majority of independent women want a masculine man?
No.
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 Why?
No. Oh, because I believe that like there has not been a study done by asking every sorry. Sorry, let me catch my breath here. I think that like independent is different based on your definition of independent, you know?
No, I just gave you the actual definition of the word. So that's
Okay.
not my definition. That's literally the dictionary's definition. But I'm trying to, it's a simple question. You said that you don't believe that independent women want a masculine man.
No, just
How
because
did you
I
come
think
to
that
that
different
conclusion?
women sorry. I think that different women want different men.
Okay, do you think majority of independent women want masculine men?
No.
Why?
Because I think different women want different men.
Okay, then. So we're talking about the majority, right? Not just different. We're talking about the majority. So you're saying majority of women, majority of Fefails don't want a masculine man. So they are looking for a feminine man?
Orange? No.
I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I haven't talked to every single independent woman in this world, and I don't know.
Okay, one more. Okay, so do you think majority of independent Fefails want a man to take care of them? Like maybe pay all their bills? Do you think majority of independent Fefails want a man to pay all their bills?
I think everyone wants someone to come and pay all their bills.
That's not the question. The
But, like,
question is,
so
do you
yes, I
think
do.
that
Yes, I do, as I do with men as
Okay
well.
then. Okay then. So that is a masculine trait. A man who will pay all your bills and take care of you is a masculine trait.
It is a masculine trait. It's not all of them.
Okay then. Do you think they would want a man who's a protector?
Let's define protector, because let's define that quick.
Okay, all right. Let me introduce the next panelist because I don't know
Yeah,
how
why don't we
we
do that?
defining protector is something. Anyway, so Auntie
Hey, love.
Auntie Pick Me, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Women in their 30s are in the discount bin. I think that's the perspective. It would be the perspective of the man who's pursuing women. And if it's a man in his 20s, then he would probably agree that a woman in her 30s is in the discount bin. But if you have a man in his 30s and 40s, he would probably think that she is of her intentional value that she is proclaiming to be. So it's
Okay,
it's
so
it's in perspective.
so do you agree with that? Do you agree that females in their 30s are in a discount bin?
I would agree for the man who is pursuing, and it's all dependent on his age and his perspective.
What do we want for food?
So, and in
She's
in
going to cooking
in
something.
total, that's no, you
You like
can't just.
rice
Can you mute up, Victoria?
with chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Victoria. Okay, hold on, I'll mute her.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
Go
It was
ahead.
just I just couldn't focus. Um, I would agree with the post, but it's not a in totality. So it's just a perspective of the man. If you have a
Okay, then.
50-year-old man, he may think, wow, the 30s is a great option. She's not in the discount bin. But if you have a 20-year-old man, he's going to say, yeah, you're definitely played out and you are in the discount bin.
Okay, do you
Because
think majority of men would be more attracted to women who are younger than 30?
the majority of men, of course, men love younger.
Yes.
That's definitely a fact.
So then
I
they
mean,
are in a discount bin because majority of men wouldn't be attracted to women in their 30s.
once again, it's subjective to the age of the man.
Okay. If it truly is subjective, then how come women have a biological clock?
It's just the biological function of the woman's anatomy. I mean, it's just the way it is.
So her literal anatomy tells you that she has a small frame of time to do the things that she wants to as a woman. Or it's going to be harder for her to get pregnant, have the family that she wants, which is heavily tied to her womanhood.
Not necessarily. I would agree with the biological clock, meaning her reproductive age. And that's the only thing I would agree with. With the family that she wants, I think that she can continue to pursue the family that she wants. And that's perfectly fine. It doesn't change with age. But if
No,
you're
it will be
introducing
actually much more
children,
harder for her to pursue the family that she wants. That's the point. It makes
only
it
with
harder
children,
for her. Not just
only
with,
if she wants to bear children, that's when it becomes harder.
yes,
That's the
exactly. And
only thing.
a majority of men who want to get married want children, want their wives to bear children.
And that's subjective to age as well. A man in his 50s does not want, he's probably not going to want children anymore, especially if he's already
You
had
can't
children.
say that. A man in his 50s who's looking for a wife probably does want children.
I guess we would have to ask a man in his 50s.
I mean, I can like my dad's around 50.
And he wants more
He does
children.
not. He's looking to like he might be like, or I don't know. I think he's doing something right now, but yeah, he does not want children.
Right. And most men over 50, they're done with kids.
No,
Most men
that's
over
not
40.
true because majority of men only really get into their financial stride when they're in their 40s and 50s. Majority of men who actually become financially stable, finally get the house, finally get everything in place to have a family, is usually in their 40s and 50s.
And that is true, but they've made these
So
decisions in
then,
their 20s and 30s to have
exactly.
children. We
No,
have
no,
to
no,
look
no.
at
So, no,
society.
that's not, no. Majority of men who are stable to have families are usually in their 40s and 50s. So those men are going to look for younger women to have those. Not a bunch of 30-year-olds that's going to struggle to crack one egg in the span of 5 years.
I think we're speaking for men. I
No, but
think we're speaking from women's
that's
perspective.
literally stats. If you take a look at stats and when men actually become financially stable, it's in their 40s and 50s.
Can we get
Yeah,
stats of
that's
saying
true.
if men in their 50s want children though?
That is true.
And
She is the
and
host is
even in the
true.
chat, there's a separate chat on my YouTube channel, and men are agreeing with me.
Men are financially stable, more financially stable in their late 30s and 40s. But a lot of them
And
have made
50s.
yes, a lot of them have already created families.
That's not true. Majority of men don't have families. Majority of men don't have children. Birth rates have gone. Have you not seen the stats? Birth rates are low. Marriage rates are low. So what you're saying contradicts that.
You know, I haven't looked up these stats. I just live in like reality.
Yeah, this is reality. It's actually one of the biggest news right
Men
now
in
that
the
birth rates are low. In Western society, less people are having children. It's
do
actually
we
becoming a crisis. So reality is here. I don't know, maybe you live under a rock. Not being rude, but
well, it's
it's
okay. It's
literally all
dialogue.
over the news. It's all over the internet.
Do we have any
What
40 and
reality?
50-year-olds in the chat who are
I'm not
looking
talking
forward
to
to have
men.
Oh, you're talking to okay. Well,
I'm talking to women. Yeah.
we're speaking for men. And
I'm not
I don't
speaking.
think that's fair.
It's not about. I'm just speaking for men. If you take a look at the stats, if you take a look
Mhm.
at what's happening in society, I think we can be able to come to an easy conclusion that men who are in their 40s and 50s are more likely to go for someone that's younger than 30 to have a family with.
Right. To have a family with. If that is the goal, then you're right. I'm not debating that because the woman after 36, she is at high risk to have to be in to bear children. So that's not a argument at all. But what I'm saying is the majority of men after 40s and 50s, they're not looking to have children.
That's not true. Majority are. Do you understand a man's biological clock? A man doesn't even have a biological clock like that. A man's body functions different than a woman's.
Everyone has a
So a
biological
man
clock.
easily, no, but it's very different compared to a woman. So the reality is a man in his 40s and 50s, if he finally has hit his financial stride, then that would be the best time for him to get married and to have a family.
But okay. Like are we saying that like these 50-year-old men should be marrying people under 30?
Yeah, I think
That's reality. That's
yeah.
what's happening.
I mean
I
that's
But
what
mean,
she's
that's like
saying.
I don't like how is that okay. Like let's be so real right now.
we are being so real. What do you honestly think about it, right? If you are in your 20s and you are looking for a man to pay all your bills, a man to have a house, a man to have a car, a man to have everything in place, what you think that's going to happen in his 20s and 30s?
But maybe I'm just looking for love.
But
What?
Like sorry I'm not
You
looking for a sugar
if you
daddy? It's so
no,
funny.
it's not
Haha.
about you're not looking. It's not. It's nothing to do with looking for a sugar daddy. The reality is, majority of Fefails in their 20s, majority of them are not going to want to, as they say, build a man. Not going to do that.
And I'm just gonna acknowledge you calling us, or not us. I guess
yeah,
it's not
I'm
really
trying to
me.
figure that one out.
But I'm just gonna acknowledge you calling us, calling women Fefails. I'm gonna start calling men fails then.
Wait. Can I just get clarification? I'm kind of new to TikTok slang. What
Does she
is
made this one up?
fail?
Fefail means failed female.
Oh, okay, I
The
got you.
reality is it. Listen, I understand love is important. No one's taken away the fact that love is important.
That's why you just
But
laughed in my face?
if you, yeah, I laughed in your face because you're not really thinking about it logically. Okay.
Well,
If
sorry, I
you
want marriage
are
for love, the purpose for that was intended for. Haha, so funny.
yeah, I don't believe a lot of females today with that. A lot of females they are not looking for love. But if
Are
we're
you
really
trying to
being
call me a fucking
serious,
fefail?
Wait a
no
minute.
swearing.
Don't get too offended and emotional. I think that's kind of
Okay, but is this girl
the
calling me a
objective.
fefail?
But it's okay. You don't
Yes,
know
How am
I
I
that
a
am.
you don't have
fefail though?
to. But
Okay,
you're
your
okay.
mentality. That's why.
You're not, honey. You're still a woman. You're
This
still a
girl said I'm
female,
a
and
woman in my
No,
30s.
she definitely is a female.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a woman in
But
my 30s for
but
sure.
that's subjective, and that is your opinion, and that's fine. If she wants to consider you that, you don't have to follow that opinion of hers.
Okay,
So
well, I'm just
just
gonna
try
call
not
her
to,
that then.
but just try not to
Okay,
get too emotional. I think that's the objective here. So just,
Okay,
stay in the composure.
I'm
To
composed,
what,
honey.
yeah, yeah. I'm just
so
trying to.
the reality is a woman who is in her 20s is going to look for a man that can be able to give her a stable lifestyle. Majority of men who are in their 20s and 30s, one, don't have the stability, and two, are not ready to get married and have children. They're not.
Oh, okay, Miss Fefail. But like, why are we like 20-year-old women don't want to marry 50-year-old women?
They do if he's financially stable, still looks fit, still looks good, and they could easily fall in love with that type of man.
Where's
Because
the
that's
statistics on
not
that?
hard. That's been happening for centuries.
Then show me the statistics.
Oh goodness me! What you think
Show
it's
me
a
the
new thing
statistics.
that
You have the
20-year-olds
statistics
are
and
with?
definitions on
Hold
everything.
on,
Show me this.
Victoria. Do you really? I don't need to show you stats. This is something that's been happening forever.
Well, then I just don't agree.
Younger women have always been attracted to older guys.
Not like
Where
20
do
and
you think?
50 though.
Where do you think the term sugar mama? Where do you think the term sugar daddy comes from?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, let's not be silly here. Where do you think the
I'm not
term
being
sugar daddy
silly.
comes from?
I already
Sugar
said I
daddy
don't
means
know.
okay then. That means that younger women have always liked older men. That's why the term sugar daddy exists.
It's about stability. It's about stability. But once he, reaches the hospice age, that's no longer a question. These women leave. They don't stick around. Because the lifespan is within the mid 70s. So he has about anywhere from 15 to 20 years left. These young women aren't sticking around. And I don't know the stats. I'm not a stat person. I just look in reality, and in connection with a lot of women, a lot of men. And if a woman in her 20s is going after a man in his 50s, it's solely for some type of stability.
I
Solely.
mean, that's the same for 30-year-olds. What do you think 30-year-olds are not looking for a 50-year-old man for soul stability?
No,
You
not
make
soul
it seem like
stability.
no, it is. Cut it out. Listen, if that's
No.
true, then why is it that they're looking for someone that is financially stable as well? Why don't it just be with some broke dude and build together?
Because you do not want in your mid 30s. Okay, let's just be for real. Let's look at reality.
Yeah,
In your
let's
mid
just be
30s.
for real. They're
Okay,
looking for a man with money.
in your mid 30s, you have acquired things in life. You have acquired education. I'm hoping that you have your own mode of transportation, and I'm hoping that you have a house, somewhere to live, and you've created a life for yourself. Women in their late 20s and even 30s aren't looking for men to be sole providers. They've already gained those things
No, yes, they
themselves.
are. That's a lie. Do you think females in their
So
30s want to do 50-50 with a man? Do you really think they want to
yeah,
do that?
yes,
No, they don't.
yes.
That's not true. No. They want men to either make the same amount or more. They want men to be providers. A 30-year-old female is not looking to also be a provider in her marriage at 30.
No,
What are you talking about?
not a provider, but
No,
50-50
but
is
50,
fine. because
No,
you're
they're not
not
looking for
coming
that.
in
They're not looking for
empty-handed.
50-50. You're
So you're
lying. You're
saying that
actually lying. 30-year-olds, they want a man who is going to provide, protect, and pay most of the bills. She's looking to retire. She's looking to be a mother and take care of kids, not work her whole entire life away. What are you talking about?
that's women in
Are
her
women retiring at 30
20s.
now?
So,
20s.
no, I'm talking about women. I'm talking about women in their 30s. Women in their 30s want the exact same thing that women in their 20s want.
No, it
They want,
changes
yes,
when you
no,
get
that's
older.
true. No, it doesn't change. No, it doesn't. Women in their 30s are looking for a provider, just like
Look,
women in their 20s are looking for a provider. It's the same thing. Why are you lying and making it seem like
look,
women in
I'm
their
not
30s are
lying
not
to you.
looking for a provider?
Look, I'm in my early 30s, okay? So I know what I want, and I know what my peers want as well. I have established a great life for myself. And a lot of women in their 30s have. We're not looking for sole providers. Of course, we don't want to find a man and take care of him financially.
But you want a man
Nobody
who
wants
makes
that.
money. But you want
Who
a man who
doesn't want a
makes
man
money.
who, but what woman doesn't
Exactly.
want a
So then,
man
so
who
then you're
makes
no
money?
different. Then you're no different than the 20-year-olds. You want a man who makes money.
I'm no
You're no
different
different.
than anybody.
You're no different. No, you're no different from the 20-year-olds that are actually getting the men that you want. You both want a man with money, but guess who's getting it? The 20-year-olds, not the 30-year-olds. Because if that was true, you would be with another guy who makes 40K a year and call it a day. But you're looking for men who are in their 40s and 50s who are making money, just like the 20-year-olds are. So you ain't no different. You just ain't getting that man.
We want similar things, but just
No,
as
you
you
want the
said, in the
same thing. You
discount,
want the same thing. Not similar. You want the same thing.
okay, a
You want
woman
that
in her
man
20s.
you want that man who has the money, who has the stability, who has the house, who has the car. You don't want to date some brokey.
A guy in a hospice age said auntie is cooked. Sir,
Don't respond to the
Don't worry
comments,
about the
girl.
comments.
you have a few more years before you're in the nursing home. And I'm
Don't worry
I'm
about
just
the
being
comments.
I'm
Don't
just
worry
being
about
for
the
real.
comments.
Okay. I'm not.
You're not being for real because you want the same thing that 20-year-olds want, but you can't get it.
I can get what I want. That's no problem.
You
That's no
clearly
issue
can
for
because you
me.
just admitted that you and your girlfriends are all struggling to get the man.
No, I didn't say me and my friends are struggling to get a man. Where did you hear that?
You said that you know a bunch of Fefails in their 30s and they're not looking for a sole provider, but you are looking for a
But
man that
that
has
doesn't mean
money.
that they're struggling. Okay.
They
That was just
clearly are if you're still
they're not.
looking.
No.
They are struggling. They're in their
No, you're not
30s and they don't
struggling.
have
Just
that.
because you don't have a man doesn't mean that you're struggling. Where are we getting this concept from?
They're struggling to get the man that they later the man wants them. And I'm sure they've gotten their cheeks clapped.
Okay.
They're in the
I mean,
streets, they're getting their cheeks
I think
clapped, and no
think
man
we
wanted
all
them. That
I think
sounds
we
like a
all in
struggle to me.
2026 have gotten our cheeks clapped. As there's not a
No,
woman
not everyone's a
it's
community box.
71
That's
people.
why
There's
that's why
71
they're in
people in
the
here who's had
that's
their cheeks
why they're
clapped.
in the discount bin.
Okay. If
No,
we're
not everyone's a
talking about
community box like those girlfriends. That's why they're struggling.
they're not everybody who is single in their 30s are struggling. I don't know.
It definitely is a struggle. If you are in your 30s and you don't have a husband and you want one, you are struggling real bad.
If you
'Cause
want one, but
which
that's not.
majority do.
No. You see how this feminist movement is rising? It's just increasing. These women are just not, they're just totally disregarding men. They don't want them anymore. Look at the
Just because
alphabet. The alphabet community is on the rise. These women aren't
just
wanting men
because
anymore.
yeah, just because they are feminists doesn't mean they don't want a man to help them retire. They still want a man to do what men do. What they want is men to accept who they are.
Okay. I'm not a feminist. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody who is. I'm not a feminist, but I think that it's a delusion to be a feminist and want a man to take care of you in any kind of way. So I don't come from that ideology. I don't believe in that. But I just can't agree that women in their 20s and 30s are looking for the exact same thing. When you're in your mid 30s, reality hits you. Okay, you realize that you're not going to have somebody take care of you 100%. You're just not. It's just reality.
Because they're in the discount bin, that's why. But if they could, no, you need to, let's be honest. If they could be able to get a man who has money and solely provide for them, they would. You're telling me
No.
female in her 30s, this man has the looks, the money, the house, and says, listen, I will retire you. I will give you my child. Let me take care of you. She's going to say no.
I think that
Thank you, Doom.
I think that she's going to say no. And here's the reason why. She's accomplished so much already. And if she does say yes, and I would just advise her to say yes only, in marriage, then come with a prenup, because you have gained a lot in your life. In mid 30s, you've gained a lot of education, you've gained wealth, and you're bringing it into a marriage. Then come with an agreement to where if you guys don't work out, then you will leave with something.
So you're telling me let's say she wants to have children, she still wants to work after that? Is that what you're saying? A female in her 30s, after having children, will still want to work?
If that's something they've been doing for the previous 20 years already, 15 to 20 years already, yes.
Yeah, no, that's not true. The reality is, and you're lying, Auntie. You're lying because you don't want to admit that you
I wouldn't
want the
dare stop
same
working.
man.
I wouldn't dare
No,
stop.
hold
There's
on.
women
No,
in their
no, 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 no,
80s
no, 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 no. It's not
that
that.
are
No, no,
working.
that's a damn lie. Because if a man said, "I will
I work
take care of you for the
alongside of
rest
them.
of my life," no, 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 that's a damn lie. You're not gonna make that type of lie, because you know how many females in their 30s complain that men are not leaders and not providers because they can't be able to make the same amount of money as them. Females are looking for a man to retire them.
No, I
You are just
we're
lying.
gonna have to agree to disagree on that
To
one.
disagree, absolutely.
We don't. I mean, there are women in their
Okay,
50s
okay,
and
okay. So,
60s.
so
This
okay, okay,
society
okay, okay,
requires
okay.
two people to
So,
work.
so I'll ask you one more question. Are they looking for a man who makes the same amount of money or more? Yes or no?
Because I think you like.
Yes.
Okay, then. So
Yes.
you are both looking for men with money.
Right.
Whether
That's
you want
right.
whether you want a man to solely provide or not, which I know you're both lying, capping, but let's just entertain this useless lie, okay, to save your egos. Let's entertain this lie. You are still looking for a man who's got the bag.
We
And
all
guess
are
who
looking
else?
for a man.
Exactly. So you're no different than the 20-year-olds who are looking for a man with money. Okay? So you're no different.
Okay.
So stop trying to make it seem like 20-year-olds are these gold diggers when you are looking for the same.
I never said they were gold diggers.
I never said you said that.
You just
Anyways, I'm
did.
going to introduce. I said make it seem like they are. I never said that you said that they are. A. Marie, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Well, I'm just not understanding what you mean when you say that women in their 30s are in the discount bin. Why would somebody's worth be lowered or valued because of their age.
The reason, well, do you agree with the prompt?
No, not at all. I think that a lot of women that are older, maybe 30 and plus, they are more experienced. So even if they were looking for a man with, let's say, money, they still want respect at the end of the day. So that's why you see a lot of single women. And then, too, a lot of men just don't make a lot of money. Like, I have a great career. Do I want somebody to make as much as me? Yes. But that's not a priority. It's really respect. And I don't find that from people who don't have a lot of money or even like high six-figure earners. So how am I desperate or looking for a man? Because like I don't need one. It would be nice to have one, but I'm not out here searching or feeling like I'm in the discount bin because what does a 20-year-old have to gain? He's going to do her wrong. She's not educated. Once she realizes how she's being treated 10 years in, guess what? Now she's 15 years into a marriage that she probably hates. I don't really see value in that, but hey, to each their
Okay,
own.
then. So the reality is, Fefails who are in their 30s, they have a long history of failed relationships. They are very masculine and they are incapable of even living up to traditional values. And that's why they didn't get married, are in their 30s single and still struggling to get the man that they want. Now, to you and to every other Fefail wants to believe that, hey, a younger woman is not going to find fulfillment in an older man who is going to actually provide for her and take care of her. I understand that. It's hard when you are a Fefail who's in their 30s to see that, but that has been happening from the beginning of time. Men are made to be providers and protectors, not women. So it's always going to be fulfilling when you find, it's always going to be fulfilling when you find a man who does that properly.
Yes,
And
properly.
the
That's
thing
the
is
key.
yeah, that's the key, which a lot of men don't want to do for a bunch of aunties in their 30s.
Wow, that is really,
And that's the key.
that is very disheartening. Are you married? How old are you actually? I'm very curious to know.
It is nothing to do with me. It's
Of
about the
course it
prompt.
isn't. How old are you? Because I'm 34 and I wish I would spread this
That's
type
none
of
of that.
misinformation to women.
I
To
can hear
anybody
your
listening
age
to
through your
this,
voice, which is why I
We all
didn't
know.
ask.
that's fine.
Just
That's
try to
Bro,
fine.
keep, just try to
That's
keep your
fine.
composure.
Listen,
you can
I
hear how
get
old we
it.
are in our voices. How old am I?
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about A. Marie. She definitely
Okay,
sounds like
also
she's
there are
34.
women who are 30 years old and don't have sex, by the way.
Say Smex, please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a very small portion.
Okay, but it does
So
exist. So you can't say that
let's
all of
not
them have a bunch of sexual past.
say Smex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, majority definitely have a sexual past.
Okay.
Okay, the sexual liberation happened for a reason. So trust and believe these 30-year-olds have been ran through and got their cheeks clapped.
Most.
Yeah, majority.
That's why she doesn't want to reveal her age because even if you are married, to even spew this type of hatred towards people
A.
who have
Marie,
boundaries is honestly
Let her
Marie.
crazy.
finish, actually.
You asked me
Hold
for
on.
my take. I've been respectful. I
Yes,
didn't
I
overtalk
asked you.
you. You even insulted me. You said you could hear my age through your voice. All I'm saying is,
Because you want to make
or
it
not.
personal. So the
No,
reality
you
No,
is,
she
made it
never made it
personal.
personal.
she did make it personal because she was
No,
asking me personal questions.
no, because you
That's making
said
it
30 year
personal.
olds are washed up. So I asked, how old were you?
I said
Because
they're
if you're
aunties.
up
Yes, they
here,
are.
so you must not be. Hopefully you're in your 20s and married. Hopefully you have something to
It
offer, a
doesn't
good
listen.
career.
It's not
Because
about
if you're
me,
not, you're
A. Marie. You're
So
34
you
years
could
old.
possibly be
Hold on. You're 34 years old. So please act your age. I'm sure you understand what not making it personal means. You're too old to be crashing out on TikTok. All right? Like, let's be for real. You're way too old to be on TikTok crashing out like this.
I feel like
So,
everyone
auntie, please learn something for once in your
ma'am,
life and act your age. I'm trying to keep the debate smooth, but I have a bunch of aunties crashing out on my live right now. It's getting a bit out of control. So if you want to make your point, please do your best to not make it personal.
okay, I won't make it personal. But anywho, I'll explain with my deep voice that just because you're in your 30s does not mean you're washed up. See, it's a very strong double standard when it comes to men and women. And there are some people who will get up here and spread information, misinformation. Why would you feel like you're washed up just because you want a sex life, or maybe you have to date people like everybody else? Men do that all the time. Do we call them washed up?
Smecks, just
No.
say smecks, please.
Oh, smecks, right. So you can't have a dating life. That does not mean you're ran through. I'm not ran through. I don't even sleep with men on dates. I go out on dates and I have a great time. You know why I'm not choosing? Because I just don't feel respected enough or enough to be their wife. So again, I don't understand how you can say that women are ran through, because wouldn't these 20-year-olds be the same people that will get run through as well? Because I don't see the average 20-year-old or 25-year-old married today. I don't. How come they're not married then?
Waiting to get in their 30s like us.
Well, that's how they end up in a yeah, exactly. That's how they end up. Well, how do you think they end up being in a discount bin? They get ran through in their
No,
20s
that's not
and then
true.
end up being desperate.
I was in a
That's
relationship in my
literally, if
20s.
that's not true,
I
a
was in a very
relationship, yeah, it
yes,
doesn't
I was
sound
in
like
a
a
long-term
husband.
relationship that I ended because I saw that it was a waste of my
So that man
time.
was clapping your cheeks long term
Wasted
and
my
never
time.
married
Do you
you.
hear this? If you're in a relationship,
Exactly. He clapped your
no.
cheeks. He clapped
Do
your
you hear
cheeks
this,
and never
y'all?
married you.
I
I
left
mean, do you
him.
hear yourself?
I left him.
Yeah,
That was literally
after
8
he
years
clapped
ago,
your
miss.
cheeks.
8
Wow.
years ago.
Well
It's
done.
literally
You let
something
that
wrong with
man
you.
waste all that time
I
and
left
then
him
you
8 years
left.
Oh
ago,
my
guys,
gosh,
and
she
I've
had
been
sex and
happily
she didn't get
single.
married. Let's all shame her for it.
And
Well,
little
she's the
does
one
she
that brought it
know
up,
that
so I'm
was
just telling her the
literally
truth.
2018. My life has upgraded since. My career has taken off. I've been the happiest I've ever been.
And you're still
Multiple
talking about the
people.
guy that clapped your cheeks
No,
8
I
years
brought
ago.
it up because you asked me to answer the prompt. That's why I brought him up. He's not even relevant to my life. I just told you that I go on dates
He
now
clearly is
and I
still
don't even
relevant
have
if you
sex
brought
with
him up.
men, nor have I been
Say
ran through in my
smacks. I never
20s. Or
said you
smack,
had smacks
sorry.
with anybody. I never said that.
Well, let me ask you this. Is
I
it your
never
job to
I
attack or
never said
listen?
anything. Hold on. I never said anything about what you do with your nyash. You're the one that's here telling me about some guy who clapped your cheeks 8 years ago to prove me wrong, when really all that does is prove me right, because he wasted your prime years, bust all over you, and
How?
you still don't have a ring.
I'm educated. I have a great career. I did not waste my 20s. I've traveled everywhere I want to go. I'm completely fine now. I have not centered my life around a man. I broke up with this man in 2017. I have not been out here doing any of that. So no, I'm not ran through. And I can be honest, because why? I was with somebody early in my 20s. So how was that run through if I was with one person, miss?
It's not run through.
Exactly.
It's not.
I never said that she. Hold on. See. This is where I never understand you aunties, because you
You
always love
cannot
to make
address me
it
by auntie.
personal.
My name is Ann.
You can address me
No,
by
no, no, no.
auntie. I'm okay with it.
You're definitely an auntie. So the reality is, you're telling me what you've done with your coochie. I never said you personally was ran through, but what I am saying is that man wasted your years by clapping your cheeks. He didn't want to marry you. He never married you. And guess what? Any man that came after that still didn't marry you. And that's why you Fefails are in the discount bin. Because
I
you
just
come
think
on
as
here and you
someone who
tell me,
claims to be feminine, the way that you talk is just so like disrespectful to other people and yourself.
yeah, I don't really care about that. So the reality
Yeah.
is, a lot of these aunties come on and tell me about their personal failures like it means anything. You're not proving me wrong. You're proving me right.
20 minutes.
You
It's
can
no
unmute.
emotional damage. I have to be honest. If you think that I'm up here really letting you convince me that I'm discounted, it has to be something like wrong up there. But all I can do is talk to other people that are listening. If you feel that your age is a factor for a man, please do not listen to it. I don't know how old this host is or why she wants to attack, but your age does not determine your value. A lot of these men lack character, which is why you see a lot of women 30 plus single. When you have boundaries for yourself, it will make it extremely hard to date, especially the more successful you get. Most men are in competition with me. They
That's
ask me
not
how much I
true.
make. They ask me, they think that I've accomplished too much. So please don't
Okay,
ever let yourself be devalued. Value yourself.
If that was true, then the reality is a lot of these 30-year-old aunties would actually find a man that they want. Okay, there are billions, trillions of people on earth. The fact that 30-year-old aunties can't even find one husband that meets their expectation really does show that the men that they want don't want them. The men with the characteristics that a lot of these Fefails are looking for exist. They're there. They see you and walk straight past you. They see these 30-year-old aunties with baggage, masculinity, and don't want them. So those men that you talk about, they exist. You're just invisible to them.
No, not in my world. Men take care of me all the time.
I mean,
They
it's
take
so
care of
easy.
me. They're nice
It's
to me. They court me. Like
when
I told you again, I have literally turned down men because I have not
So
thought that
wait, how
they
do
were my
men take care
husband.
of you if you're not a wife?
Men, because
you don't
the
have to
aura
be a
that I
wife to
carry,
get taken
I don't
care
have to
of.
ask for
You
anything.
sound like a community box. So men are just doing things for you and
No,
you let
I
them?
just told you that yes, because that is the power of a woman. I don't have to
So
sleep with
you're a
these men.
community box.
People
No,
are
I
paying
don't
her
So
sleep
you're
bills
with
just a
for
them.
box.
free.
I date
That
intentionally. That's what it's
that's
called.
not dating
Yes,
intentionally.
it is. You
That you
don't have
see,
to sleep with someone to date them.
If
goodness
you're
me.
beautiful, you can get any man that you
I
You
want. That's
am.
you
I don't
but
think I'm
she's not
ugly, but
getting any
that's
man that she wants. She's got these random
because.
dudes doing things for her
Do
and they're
you
not
listen to
marrying her.
this? Do you
I'm
hear
not
Do
this?
you
How can
listen to
she tell me
yourself?
my dating
You
life?
got men taking care of you. You said men are
They're
taking care of you, but
offering
you're not
things.
even a
I take
wife.
care of myself.
You said
They asked me to be their
men are
girlfriends. I
taking
said
care
no.
of you. Okay, then. You
I
said men
move
are taking
on.
care of you, are doing things for you, but they're not marrying you. That
Do you
sounds like
hear
a
this? I
typical
don't think she can
bop.
hear. I literally told her that I
I
have to
don't
move
think you
on
can
from these
hear.
said men. You just can't believe it because you got a real one up here that had to show these other women that what you're saying is not
You're
true.
not a
That's why you can't
wife.
believe it.
Listen, A. Marie,
You
if
thought I
you
was
got
going to be a
married,
20-year-old that was just drooling over some man, and I'm not. And you're upset about it.
okay, A. Marie, the truth is, right? If you actually got married to the man that you want,
To the one that I
maybe I
want.
wouldn't.
Bingo.
Hold on. Yes, to the man that you want. That's the point. Bingo, you're not married to the man that you want. Bingo, he doesn't want you. Bingo, you're still single. Bingo, you're being courted by all these simps and you still don't want them. Bingo, that's the point. Clock it. The man that you want don't want you. Bingo.
Not true. And the men
So
are not
if
simps.
you
They
was
want me and I have to
sorry,
turn them down. There's a
hold on. So the
difference.
point is, the point is, you have all these suckers taking you out on dates, courting you, doing whatever they want, and yet the man that you want is nowhere in your reality, not in your realm, probably only in your dreams. You dream about this man, but he ain't even coming to save you.
He's coming
And
to
that's
pay
the
her
point.
bills, and she's never had a dream about him. What's not clicking?
What's not
Look,
clicking? She
I
said the
clocked
man that
over
she wants.
400K last year. I don't need anybody to take care of me. Like, sir,
Literally.
like, are you serious? The
Yeah,
stuff
that's
they
why
give
you're
me is gifts, and
masculine.
guess what? I don't waste their time when I know that they like me and I don't see a match and I move on. I also don't use them. So clock that.
This is, yeah, I clocked it. You're masculine. Well done. You provide for yourself. Wow, every woman's dream, working the rest of your life away. Wow,
She
so
sounds
jealous.
feminine to me.
I
No,
mean,
she
it's
does
kind
not.
of
Not with that.
like that's what you
There's
do as a
nothing
human.
feminine
You
about
work.
that.
Wait a minute.
Well, as a woman, the truth is, a man should be really taking care of you the older you
Maybe like
get. I
100 years
mean, that's the
ago.
natural order of
No,
life.
no, it's
Yes.
not. No, we're in
Says
2026.
who?
It takes two. It takes two to make it nowadays, okay? It takes two people to make it. Okay? The finances aren't the same anymore. Okay? It takes two in this society.
No, it doesn't. The reality is, if you can be able to be patient and grow with your husband, then at some point you will flourish together. But the goal is, as a traditional woman, is for a man to take care of you. You shouldn't be working in your 40s and 50s. I mean, if you're a masculine Fefail, yeah, that's maybe your prerogative, but that's not that is not the goal, to work your life away as a woman.
Maybe not for you, right?
It is the goal. What are you saying?
Some people it's the goal.
The
Some people it's not.
the
I
goal is to
mean,
work the rest of your life as a woman.
yes. Yes.
Some
Yeah,
people
that's why
they
you're
want to have a
that's
career.
why
They don't want to quit.
Right. What's wrong with that? I gave somebody an
I don't
opportunity
get
and he
it.
blew
Like,
it. So I left him.
if you
And now
go
I'm
to
the wrong one or
go
old or
to your nearest
desperate.
hospital. Go to your nearest hospital and check the nurses and the CNAs all out. They
And the
don't want to stop
doctors.
what they're doing. And
Thank
the
you.
doc,
All
they don't
those
want
men
to
are
stop what
alone
they're doing.
and
They love
miserable.
what they do. They work. They love what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're married. They're successful. They just love to work. And that is the way they give to their husbands. That is another
this
way
is
to give.
why hold on, this is why females in their 30s are masculine, because a feminine woman will allow her husband to take care of her. You understand?
Husband,
She's not going to be, yeah, I know, which you don't
you have
have.
to get
So
there
the
first,
Two
reality
honey.
can
is,
You
exist.
don't
yeah,
become an instant wife.
Two can exist at
of course,
one.
no,
You
no,
can
no, no,
work
no.
and he can
You
take care
have
of
to
you
be,
as well.
The average
hold
man
on,
today doesn't even want to treat a girl to a date. I feel so bad for some of these girls in their 20s because they're saying
hold on. I
coffee
was
dates and
speaking.
walks.
A Marie, I was speaking. Please. So the reality is, a feminine woman, a traditional woman, will want her husband to take care of her. These 30-year-old aunties don't have that, will never have that. They're too masculine to get that. And that's why they're stuck working their life away.
Turn it down.
No, me. No, me.
You can respond now.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything to say. You have your mind made up that women in their 30s are at a discount. So if you feel that, fine. I'm just happen to be I guess, one of the very rare ones that aren't washed up. My dating life is great. I don't have any issue with men, nor do I think I would have a problem being married again. When you hit a certain level, the options get very, very low. So I don't have to go around and like be somebody's girlfriend just because
How
they
does the
asked.
options get low? How does the options
Because
get low?
majority of men don't even make 100,000. 14% of men in the US make 100,000. So they cannot therefore provide or take care of a whole family the way you're discussing. So where are these said men that we're
Okay,
supposed to be
then.
marrying? I would have to downgrade my
Yeah,
life and downgrade everything that I stand for because I picked somebody that's supposed to provide for me, but he is not even in a financially stable place to do so. So when you say this stuff, it just sounds
did you hear
hypocritical.
what she said, Auntie?
Can you
A
please stop
man
calling me
that
auntie? My
provides
name
for
is
her.
Amber.
No, she was
Not
talking to me.
you. I'm not
Oh, my
talking to
bad.
you.
Yeah, my
I'm
name is
talking to
Amber for
Auntie
real.
Pick Me.
Uh,
Yeah, you're still an auntie though. So you hear what she said, Auntie? She said a man that will provide for her. She doesn't want to lower her life to some brokey. She wants a man that makes about 100K. And the reality is, the reality is there is a man out there who can do that. But he doesn't want Amber. Okay, a man who makes
That's not true.
100K
The last
per
person I
year.
dated actually makes
Hold on.
220,000. So you're wrong
Hold
again.
on. He's not your husband. He's not your husband. We don't care about
Not
men who are
yet, but
clapping
we'll
your
see.
cheeks. Okay? All right? The man who makes 100K a year, hold on, the man who makes 100K a year didn't marry Amber. Is not trying to marry Amber.
But the one that makes 200 is
Okay?
dating her.
He's trying to, but dating, he's not married to her.
Yeah,
Dating
because
don't mean
things take
nothing.
time.
Please, when you're in your 30s, what, she's gonna get married when she's 60? Like, let's be for
Obviously
real.
not.
Okay, Victoria, a man who's making 200K per year knows what he wants and will marry her.
Dude, you don't
Okay,
even know
men
this man. And this man isn't talking to you. He's talking to her.
No. Men are very simple. If they want you, they will marry you. It's just that simple. Men know what they want.
I mean, definitely
don't
not
know
in my
that-
world. I am not at that age. And, like, if a man wants me, he's definitely not coming up to me and asking me to get married if I'm still in fucking college.
Because he doesn't want you. Yeah,
If
because he
I'm
doesn't want
still
you.
in college, bro.
It doesn't matter.
Young.
It doesn't matter.
You think,
Listen.
hey, then why the fuck
Listen. It doesn't. Hold on. No swearing. It doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter what you want.
I
If
can
a
say
man
whatever I
wants
want.
you, he's going to let you know. The man is going to let you know. The man's going to be like, I want you to be my wife. You can either accept it or decline it. So the reality is, Amber's talking about a man who makes 100K, 200K per year. She has no ring. She has no husband. That man doesn't want her.
Okay, so
That's
if
the
like,
point.
are you saying that like all of the women in college that aren't married, they're just not married because no man wants them? Like, no, obviously some
In
of
their
these people are.
30s, yes. Yes. If they majority want a husband and they can't get the husband that they want, so they stay single.
Please, I said college.
Oh, in your prime years is very different.
Then maybe don't tell me that guys don't want me.
No, if guys, even if you're in college, if those guys just clapped your cheeks, just went on dates with you, but never actually told you, hey, I want you to be my wife, I want you to be this. No, he doesn't want you.
Well, that
It's
never
just that
happened to
simple.
me, so.
So then they probably just didn't want you.
I literally told you that never happened to me.
And are you saying that men have never told you they wanted you to be their wife?
No, I'm saying men have never just took me out and dated me and then told me, no, I don't want, you know?
So they wanted you to be their wife.
Yes.
Okay, then. So you're just not attracting the men that you want. It's just that simple.
Well, no, I was literally like, I'm a college kid. I'm not, I don't want to get married right now. My man is right here, by the way.
I don't care about that. He's not your
No,
husband.
sorry, I responded to the fucking comments.
No swearing. Listen,
Oops.
whatever you do with your coochie, you do that.
You too.
So the reality is, if this guy is clapping your cheeks and you're not ready to get married, that's down to you. You're ready for your cheeks to get clapped, but you're not ready for marriage. I will never
Or
understand
you
this
don't
logic,
know
but
if
hey,
you don't know if he's clapping anything.
trust me, if you've been on rocks, he's clapping.
Rocks? Excuse me? I've never been on rocks. And you don't know a thing about me.
Lord have mercy. Remit, thank you
I
for
don't know why
listening,
you're
love.
so
I'm gonna
concerned
drop
with my
down.
boyfriend and I's sex life, but it doesn't concern you. So why don't you worry about your own?
You're the one that told me about this guy that's there.
Because you're trying to tell me no one wants me. Oh,
If
sorry.
you
No,
ain't
I only
married,
said that. I only said that because someone in the comments said I didn't have a man.
If you are not married,
Dude, we
then
already
it's
discussed
quite
why I'm not
clear
married.
then I understand. I'm just saying, generally speaking, if a female is not married, then it's clear the man doesn't want her. It's just that simple.
I mean, like for sometimes I know a lot of women in my boat though. Like my mom too.
So yeah, the reality is a lot of these females, they will claim that, oh, they have all of these options, they have all these men, but they didn't claim they had a husband.
And this
Auntie
was just
Pick
general.
Me doesn't have a husband. Amber doesn't have a husband. But they all want a man that makes money though. They all got their career. They have everything that they want, claim, but they don't have a husband. So really listen to these aunties. Really listen to these females.
I'm listening.
They can get everything else. They can get everything other than a man that they want. What does that tell you? They are in the discount bin. That's what the discount bin looks like. It looks like Amber, who wants a man who makes 100K per year and is still in the streets getting courted by simps.
Okay, I have a question.
That is what the discount bin literally looks like. Going on multiple dates with men that you don't want.
Can we actually debate, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So we're talking about the discount bin here. Like, how do clothes even? So let's say there's like a cute like t-shirt out there on the rack, and then a few days pass, now it's on the discount bin. So nothing's really changed. It's now just in a new place. Is that kind of what you're saying? Like nothing really changes about these women, but once it hits 30, it's like, okay, no, now you're here. Because if we're going to talk about clothes, like let's be literal.
No, things change through time. That
But
top
that
changed,
shirt has
it
not
aged.
changed at all.
It has changed. It definitely is lost its value. It has changed because you need to understand when you go to the store, people have tried it on, people have coughed on it, stinky armpits, all these things. You think no one tried that top on? You think that top has just been there? You don't think someone bought it and then returned it? That's
But
what
then
people do with
men,
clothes.
but then people can
No,
do
but
that with
you
men and then they're ran through, but with women, they're not.
with the difference is that a lot of women are still attracted to those men. That's the difference. The difference is a lot of those women still want those men, but men don't want those women.
Yeah.
That's the difference. A lot of females don't mind a man who has experience. They actually want a man who has experience. That's what they want. They don't want a man that has never had intercourse before. A good man. They don't really want that. They want a man that has experience, knows how to flirt, knows a few things. That's what they want.
Is
So what could you do?
okay.
So that top, yeah, has definitely lost its value.
Okay.
Just like Fefails in their 30s have lost their value.
I mean, I would never say that about somebody, but
Yeah, no one wants to say the truth, but people are thinking it.
I mean, you clearly
Everyone's
do.
thinking it.
You don't. You like, yeah. You're doing like you're speaking it. You're letting everybody know. So that's good on you, letting people know the truth.
But everyone's thinking it. Even these
I mean,
30-year-olds, they will lie, but they
Who's-
feel it. They feel unwanted. You don't
But-
think they don't feel unwanted when every time they go on a date with a man that they don't want?
but you can't say everyone if it's just not everyone.
Majority.
Yeah,
Majority
let's say
of
majority
Fefails-
then, babes, because you're using a lot of blanket statements.
I mean, if I'm talking about Fefails who are looking for a husband, then it's all of them.
But what about fails
I'm
that are looking
talking
for a
about-
wife?
Yeah, no, I don't talk about them.
Oh, yeah, fuck. I mean, to hell with them.
I talk about straight people and straight people only.
But fails there can be straight fails.
So the reality is, if you are looking for a husband and you can't find one in your 30s, then yeah, you are in a very pathetic place.
Well, glad I'm not 30 looking for a husband then. Cheers to that.
Well, the way you are talking sounds like you're gonna go there. But hey, I don't know. I can't tell the future.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely you can't, but I definitely say the same about you. But yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. So the
As are
reality
you.
is, because this is how it usually starts. They have this mentality, you know. A lot of females believe that they're not gonna end up in a discount bin, but majority will. That's why by 2030, majority of them are never going to get married.
But do you think you're gonna end up in the discount? Do you think you're gonna end up in the discount bin?
You don't know nothing about me.
Well, you don't know nothing about me
That's the
to
point.
tell me that I'm gonna end up in the discount bin,
I
honey.
mean, I know your mentality. You don't believe in traditional gender roles.
No, but you
have
really
a
don't know my
problematic-
mentality.
Let's be honest. Okay, you have a
Let's be honest
problematic
about
past.
you. Let's be honest about you, honey.
You don't believe in traditional gender roles.
You sit on your ass on TikTok
That says everything about you that I need to know.
making misogynistic videos.
That the likelihood of marriage
You
happening
can't keep up a gap.
is not that high.
You just keep being like such a bitch to every single person. No respect.
No
Like,
cursing, no cursing.
I'm gonna say whatever I want to say, honey.
Yeah, do that with your boyfriend. Okay? Be masculine with your boyfriend, all right? Because I'm not him. I'm not that simp.
Where's
Okay, he would deal with anything
Where's
just to
your boy-
clap some cheeks. I'm not that man.
Where's your boyfriend?
So if you want to be masculine with
Where's
the
your
simp
boyfriend,
that's there
Brittany?
with you, who's clapping your cheeks, because he doesn't have anyone better to deal with. Because there's no way in hell he has options dealing with you. There's no way. There's
you
no
done?
way in
Like, can I-
hell. There's no way in hell any
Are you
man,
done?
any boyfriend is gonna deal with some rockhead, some smackhead,
I'm
just to get some cheeks.
Are you done?
All right, so check yourself. Go speak to your simp man like that, not me. I think they get confused. They're confused. They think I'm a simp. I'm not a man. I will get caddy back. I'm not that guy you're with.
Why are you mad that I said the same thing to you?
No, you started to curse. When I was telling you don't
So you
curse,
okay, but
you
then
said,
just
hold on, I'm answering your question. You said, why are you mad? I didn't like the fact that you're not following the rules. I asked you, don't curse. Then you said, I will do whatever I want. So I reminded you on my live, there's no doing whatever you want. There's following my
been
rules.
doing whatever I
If you don't want to do that, then do that with your simp boyfriend, not me.
You don't know my boyfriend.
Okay? I know he's a simp for being with you. For a fact. No masculine man will be with you. There's no way on earth.
Dude, then talk to the masculine men that want me.
You don't even believe in gender roles.
Let's go man for man.
Okay, listen. Please. Your simp is waiting for you. Okay? Give him this energy, not me. I try to be patient. Sometimes I try to be nice, but you know they like to get catty, so you have to get catty back. This is what happens. This is what simps do. They think being unruly is normal. It's not normal. Being unruly is not normal, but it's normal because the men that clap your cheeks will do anything to clap your cheeks. So you think it's normal to not follow rules, to be aggressive, to be masculine, a smackhead. You think it's normal. There's nothing normal about that. But these simps make you believe it is. That now you carry that everywhere with you. That's not happening. This is why they say simps are not good for society, because they normalize this behavior. After this conversation, she's gonna talk to her boyfriend like that, and he's still gonna clap her cheeks. Can you imagine that? This is what happens when you're a simp. You will accept anything just to get some cheeks. That's why these 30-year-olds, they're still looking for their husband. They're still looking for their husband, but can't find them. Still actively in them streets. But it is a reality that a lot of fefails don't want to actually admit. That's why, it's interesting because you hear it on these like videos, you hear people talk about it, you hear it on podcasts, but when you actually talk to these Fefails and they say, well, I got my money, I got my degree, it's like, wow, this is actually real. This is a reality. You actually think your money and degree makes you valuable. You actually think your degree makes you more of a woman, makes you more valuable, gives you something. Do you know how useless you are to a man? If you think your money and education means anything? It's funny that none of them said, I'm feminine. I'm creative. I'm actually very nurturing. I'm caring. Oh, I'm a great cook. None of them actually mentioned any valuable traits that men actually want. I heard is money. I don't want to get married right now. I got my degree. But none of them were able to even tell anything actually valuable about themselves. And that's why they're masculine. They can't even name one feminine trait. Not even one. I haven't heard any Fefail that's come up on a panel say any feminine trait about them. What does that tell you? It tells you how masculine they are. All they've spoken about is money and their degree. And this is why I say you are no different. This is why these aunties want to believe they don't want the same thing that 20-year-olds want. But you describe the same thing that 20-year-olds want, money. So who are you really lying to? What it is they just don't want to compete with the younger women. Yeah, a lot of these Fefails in their 30s are hurt that they are competing with younger women. So do you think single women are unhappy? Yes, most are definitely unhappy. If you take a look at the stats, a lot of women today are actually becoming increasingly more depressed than ever before. Even the unaliving rate is much more higher than it ever has been before. So women are definitely more unhappy. Married women are actually the most happiest because that whole theory about single women being happy was completely debunked. It wasn't even true. Harvard had to investigate that and realize it was complete and utter fraud. So yeah, single women are definitely unhappy. That's why they're depressed. That's why they're on antidepressants. Unaliving rates high. And all at the same time, marriage rates are low, birth rates are low, single mom rates is high, AB rates is high. STD rates is high. So it makes sense why single women are unhappy. It makes complete sense. Why would they be unhappy? Why would they even be happy when they've become so degenerate? Degeneracy only breeds unhappiness. So I'm not shocked that a bunch of 30-year-olds are unhappy. Okay, so I will be allowing some men up so they can have their last thoughts. And then after that, I will be locking off the live. Welcome, Soundbox. Oh, okay. So if any men want to request up, agree or disagree, any last thoughts, you can definitely do that. Welcome, But sorry if I
Correct.
pronounced your name wrong.
You said it correct. Thank you.
Yes, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
I agree.
Okay, would you like to elaborate?
Um, One question, real quick though. What's your specific definition of an auntie?
Any female that's 30 and above.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Well, I mean, I've been following you about 6 months now, so I love your content. You remind me a lot of Kevin Samuels, and I appreciate your ideology about the family structure. So, in reference to the prompt, I agree because I dated after divorce. I dated a woman who had a small child, and it didn't go well. So, and she's still not married at this point. She's in her 30s now. I dated her in her 20s. She's still in her 30s, and she's not married now. So, still not married. And she's the one who left me alone. So, I definitely agree with the prompt.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the support. And I'm sorry about that. That's how relationship goes, but it just shows you that a lot of times their failure just continues. That's what failure does. You see it reflect in their life.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter what they did, how they ended it, you will see the failure reflect in their life even without you.
Mm-hmm.
So it really shows you who the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to acknowledge a super chat. The Real Book sent $2. Enjoying the Friday night. Sat morning fish fry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the Friday night. And hopefully you'll also enjoy Saturday morning and your fish.
Both of those guys battling to the last second as they're going out of bounds. Both of them had their hands.
Yes, thank you for enjoying me cooking these Fefails. So yeah, in case anybody else wants to come up, I am going to be locking off the live. But I will give my last words. And if someone wants to come up, they can, or I'll just lock it off. But women in their 30s are in the discount bin. Facts on facts on facts. They are, forever will be. It's just reality. And the only ones that really get hurt are the ones that are not married, are the ones that have been in failed relationships, are the ones who wasted their prime years with the wrong guy, are the ones who are independent, masculine. These are the ones that don't like that reality. But traditional feminine women understand this. It's not even a conversation. It's just an unspoken truth. A lot of these aunties, a lot of these Fefails, whether they're in their 20s, knowing that they're degenerate, or they're in their 30s, knowing that they've been degenerate, it's a hard pill for them to swallow. So yes, I want to thank every single one of you. I want to thank everyone on YouTube for coming through. I appreciate you. And I want to thank everyone on TikTok as well. I appreciate every single one of you. And thank you for all the gifts as well. Thank you, Billionaire. Thank you, Doom. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, BLK Mail, Boy Wonder, Solo, Jar Flip. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Long life, the sincere.
Keep
Appreciate
it
you.
up. Keep it up, Remnant. Keep it up.
Thank you. And just to remind everyone on YouTube, on your way out, please don't forget to press the like button. I'll appreciate that. We'll be live tomorrow. If I'm not live tomorrow, then I'll definitely will be live on Monday. I am going to make sure this is going to be something more consistent. So yes. Once again, thank you and have a lovely day and lovely night. Bye.
Peace.
Oh, and shout out to Pastels as well. I see you.